Hi, hello guys. Hi, welcome to stream. Game load ആയിട്ടില്ല. Because game loading ആണ്. Anyways. Hi, hello guys. Okay, fuck. Okay. Anyways, ഞാൻ പറയാൻ വന്നത് വേറെ ഒന്നുമല്ല. The title is very straightforward. ഇന്ന് One Piece ന്റെ live action ഇറങ്ങി. And you know Netflix. They do be having some bangers. Sorry. Psychological torture and agenda innodum thonu. But anyways, yeah, but apparently people are loving One Piece, which I find it weird but deserving because I seen the performance that the characters do and I loved it. I didn't initially like Luffy. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really judge. I don't like the way they changed Luffy, but the performance, ഞാൻ ഒരു പെർഫോമൻസേ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ലൈക്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് അബൌട്ട് ഇവൻ ആര് മറ്റേ റെഡ്ഫുട്ടിൻ്റെ പേരെന്താന്നായിരുന്നു, അവനും സാഞ്ചിയും ഒരു ഡിസ്കഷൻ. ആൻഡ് ഐ ഗോട്ട് ടു സേ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് വെരി yeah, I gotta say, like that performance was very good. It's like I was like, yeah, I gotta do top chef level. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about any of that. But yeah, so apparently Rotten Tomatoes, the season 1 got 78%, and with an audience score of 95% of 1000 ratings. But Rotten Tomatoes 18 reviews. I'm not very sure. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I'm not nitpicking or I'm not trying to push it down, but my honest opinion, I'm low-key. Honest opinion, I don't know. Most of the viewers who are watching One Piece, or at least this one, might be people who don't watch anime, got into One Piece and realized this shit good, and that may be the reason why. That maybe it's just One Piece fans just getting together and being like, okay, this is good, this looks nice. I'm not very sure. I can't really say for good because as of now, Njan One Piece kandilla. I did really want it to like succeed, and I think it pretty much did what it was supposed to do. So I'm not gonna say I'm most probably there will be many nitpicking because I'm still not over the entire fact that Arlong's nose is photoshopped and shit. I mean sellotape. Sorry, wrong word. But you get the point, right? In other news, ഞാൻ പുതിയൊരു മാങ്ക വായിച്ചു തുടങ്ങി. I got a recommendation completely out of nowhere. I saw it and I was like, okay, this looks good. This is something that I don't know, maybe. It's called Chino Adachi. If you are interested to watch. Read, my bad. Anyways, 4th day of Onam.
I will strike injustice from these lands.
Anyways, ഞാൻ കഴിക്കട്ടെ. ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ടിൽ വീഡിയോ ഇട്ടു. The One Piece live action do be looking fine.
Good luck. Have fun.
I know if I had went a bluestone pendant. Oh shit, ഞാൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ടർ ആയിട്ട് വാങ്ങാൻ പറഞ്ഞു.
Minions have spawned.
Fine, I don't need it, but okay. Sorry if I AFK like in bit ഞാൻ കഴിച്ചോണ്ടിരിക്കും. So ഞാൻ ആദ്യം സ്മൈറ്റ് കളിക്കാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ബാക്കിയുള്ള ടൈം ഏപെക്സിന് ഡിവോട്ട് ചെയ്യാമല്ലോ. ഞാൻ ഇപ്പൊ പാട്ടിടാം മരിച്ചിട്ട്.
It also includes a short quest which introduces you to Snap, the character who bequeaths your poor financial decisions. Don't forget, there are no refunds. At the time, add-on content. Blizzard's expansion packs were legendary and often overshadowed the base game. Bethesda too had put out some great expansions, like Morrowind's Blood Moon, which received an 8.9 from IGN reported Steam Butts. So you can imagine the whiplash of going from these massive expansions full of new worlds and characters and quests and items to Horsearm. The DLC's close proximity to Oblivion's release also had players feeling like this was base game content which was seemingly removed and then sold back to you for the price of a really bad card. Like a really bad card. Equine protection is now one of the first instances. Downloaded in-game content is a main focus of Microsoft's
Brother!
console. These microtransactions let gamers expand their experience, sometimes for a nominal fee. I've always wondered who buys this shit in video games, but I think people like Good Gamer 3000 kind of answered that question for me. This is pretty crazy to charge for something like this, but I just bought it anyway. I really wanted that horse armor. I don't know why, lol. Fan reaction was not positive. Wow, what a friggin' ripoff. $2.50 for this crap. It costs more than the standard Xbox marketplace themes, and that's basically what it is. A theme for your horse. I hope Bethesda considers lowering the prices on future content. This should cost no more than 40 points or 50 cents. Agreed. We need to break this model now, and not buy any of this content. If people buy it, they'll keep making it. Tragically, people did not, in fact, stop buying this content. In hindsight, I believe that it wasn't the content acquisition, but the price.
Warhammer is not bad.
Initially wanted to sell it for this, but we tweaked out the
That's less than we sell a theme for. You should charge this like, okay.
Bethesda would go on to release several more pieces of small paid DLC for Oblivion. Having learned their lesson, this DLC included much more content than Horse Armor, but much less, and was generally well received as a result. Oblivion's 2 expansion packs, which both featured extensive amounts of additional content, were both only $7.50 more than Horse Armor. Horse Armor has since become a meme in the gaming community, with the Bethesda themselves joining to themselves viewers after appearing in PC Gaming magazine announced that Skyrim's first DLC, Forever, Bethesda's creation, would make this joke a reality. The Elven and Steel Horse Armor sets are also available in Skyrim's Creation Club, although Bethesda now gives them away for free. 17 years of being worn down later, the public's view on microtransactions is still negative. Of course, everyone on Reddit and 4chan and Twitter and YouTube are free to scream until we're red in the face to not buy any of this bullshit. That's not going to stop just wants to drop $20 on the outlaw. Thinking that it's a good deal. $2.50 won't even give you an American truck in Bethesda's own Fallout 76. Let us shielding for your four-legged friend. Speaking of Fallout 76, Fallout 76 is pretty much one big scandal. But unfortunately, some vaguely internet-shaped, history-like person has already covered most of those stories. But hey, I'm all for sloppy seconds, so let's talk about Fallout first. Fallout 76, for those of you who don't know, is Bethesda's clumsy foray into the always online live service model of gaming. Since this game is always online, Bethesda couldn't rely on modders to fix all their bugs and remove all their bras, and the game was a hot mess on launch. 76 dropped as a full-price game with the aforementioned hat-themed microtransaction shop. This lets you purchase items for your family and cosmetics for your character, like this balding haircut that seems like the sort of thing you'd pay not to have on your character. A year into the game, the label existence, Bethesda realized that half-baked budgets must be huge success, and so they announced subscription service before 76. So just to let you know, you have to purchase the game to play it. There's microtransactions on top of that, and now there's a subscription service. So what is $12.99 USD or $100 for a year subscription? Well, you'll get a mixture of long-requested player features, which are now locked behind a paywall, and solutions to inconveniences that, you guessed it, they designed. These include the ability to host your own private worlds without a bunch of other players gunking up the place, allowing you to imagine that you're playing a much better Fallout game. A monthly allowance of 1,650 atoms, the game's premium currency for its in-game shop, allowing you to purchase as many building hairstyles as your heart desires. A scrapbox which lets you hold all of your crafting components with unlimited space, and most importantly, a survivor that chooses the real deal, giving you quick, easy, unlimited access to your stash, the aforementioned scrapbox, as well as a sleeping bag, instrument, and boom kit. One Redditor who has since posted about their experience after playing 12 hours with Fallout. When I moved my stash to scrapbox, I forgot nearly 400 jobs, and getting an extra 400 pounds of stash is huge. The tent is the real balance breaker, not the scrap. But the big thing is that I'll never be with the tent. I gather every drop, and I will every. When I hit the encumbrance limit, I smack down a tent, which costs nothing and has no cooldown. Scrapple the jump and store all the weapons and armor. So yeah, this is pay to win. There are just too many advantages granted to mark it off as not being paid to win. That said, this isn't an insurmountable advantage, but it is the first step on a slippery slope. One exceptionally perturbed individual snagged up FalloutFirst.com and used it in order to parody the official Bethesda announcement. The comedic genius behind this seems to think that swearing is the pinnacle of comedy, and so the entire thing is based around the gag that what if it was called Fallout Fuck You First? You have to imagine just how mad someone is for them to purchase a domain, rewrite an entire news article, and then code up an entire website so that it matches the CSS of the Bethesda website. Still, that sentiment rang true across the community as a whole. It wasn't a meme or joke. WTF. I thought someone was making fun of how stupidly far they were going to make money, picking a ludicrous exaggeration. Holy hell, it's real. Bethesda isn't even concerned about perception anymore. They're going full EA Activision now, and it's given me huge concerns about what the next Elder Scrolls will be like. This premium service also included some premium bugs. As you expect, there's placing your camp could sometimes just cause your entire game to crash. Your scrap box would sometimes gobble up all of the scrap that you put in, like your mum at the Coffee Penis Eating Festival competition, which left some players without any of that. Private service friends list. That guy will be added 14 years ago after just sort of sits on your friends list. Real friends are not. You can't quite bring yourself to delete him, but you don't really know who he is. That guy can just be. Bethesda's dedication to saving the content appears to extend to their private servers, as some players found worlds that appear to be recycled. These feature dead NPCs killed by another player, as well as missing loot that was no doubt pockets of another Fallout First subscriber. 9 months into Fallout First's existence, which is long enough for you to have a child if you're not the sort of person who spends $12 for their first subscription, Bethesda had yet to deliver on some of the promised features. These included increased camp budget for private worlds, increased camp build area for private worlds, persistent workshops, and discounts. Today, Fallout First is just kind of there for long-time players. The convenience is unquestionably worth it, even though that's completely the feared pay-to-win gimmicks has only gotten slightly worse with the addition of an unlimited ambush database. The Enraged FalloutFirst.com website is still up to this day, 4 years after it was announced. The series that constantly defies its own talent has used for its contribution to both gaming and hentai. This legendary series is not without its troubles. These are the many scandals of Final Fantasy. My fellow Americans, I am once again in Geology's government-funded flesh room, where they test and ingest their 22-time award-winning skin, hair, and body products. My favorite thing about Geology is still their skincare quiz, which helps level 1 skincare users like myself build a routine based on questions like skin problems that you have, or do you prefer earth or teeth? Every time I play this pristine questions, and I'm surprised just how quickly you start the series out having no skincare suck. Science has yet to the skin stays on without the control of Geology's amazing skincare. If you'd like to keep your skin use code MINIKUDO7 or scan the QR code on screen to get an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trials. You'll also save big on any additional items you add to your trial. That's G-E-O-L-O-G. In mid-2021, Final Fantasy XIV database excavated references to an email that read /eat pizza, which worryingly implies that Italians exist within the world of AOE. A dubious source, also known as a screenshot of a tweet, stated that this was part of an upcoming Grubhub promotion. But that sounds fucking stupid, so everyone just thought it was a joke. Still, this wasn't entirely out of the question. Final Fantasy XIV had previously run a similar promotion with Butterfinger, where you could earn yourself a big, beautiful chocolate orb to ride around on if you fingered enough butter. In December, it was announced that the EP that's a fucking stupid, which only made it more enticing to earn your own cheesy when it was discovered on one character. This isn't as bad as an alt-heavy MMOs like World of Warcraft, as you can theoretically do all the content on one
ചുമ്മയല്ല എനിക്ക് കിട്ടാത്തത് ഐറ്റം വാങ്ങിയില്ലായിരുന്നു
players who play multiple characters for whatever reason. Furthermore, and I can't really understand why, Square Enix believed that only Americans would be interested in the consumption of greasy, high-calorie foods, and as such, the promotion was unavailable anywhere else. But even if you did live in America, the rollout on December 9th was less than ideal. Final Fantasy XIV players who usually spend money on last were enraged when they discovered that they weren't even guaranteed to get an emote code. After not receiving any evidence on my receipt/order confirmation that I applied the discount code, I reached out to Grubhub support. It didn't seem like they were able to apply it to my order retroactively, so I think I just paid $25 for an emote that I won't get, for emphasis. Didn't just FYI, if you place your Grubhub order through their website, there is a very high likelihood that the promo code was not applied to your order. Can we please get #GrubhubDoesn't_care trending on Twitter? They clearly don't give a single fuck. They made millions off us in a weekend and aren't refunding, aren't attempting to do anything to fix the situation. I'm beyond pissed. It turns out the codes were being sent out a week after the promotion ran, which only furthered confusion. Nobody, not even Grubhub customer support, knew or cared what was going on. The terms and conditions claimed that the codes were limited in number and would be served on a first-come, first-ordered a medium Big Mac combo basis. Meanwhile, customer support claimed that the codes would be distributed via a lottery system and that they were limited to only 2,000 codes per day. But it turns out both were. In a later FAQ, questions, it was revealed that there was no limit to the amount of potential pizza performance participants, and that they didn't use a lottery system. Unfortunately, this did nothing to ease the pain of the many users who, tragically, could still not eat pizza. Over the coming months, players grew frustrated at their lack of code. Some decried legal action, claiming that a class action lawsuit could be coming with Grubhub and Square Enix. Now, on one hand, it is that makes your character eat pizza. But Final Fantasy weeks, months, and even years later, was still
Stop it, kid! Das ist gut!
This is actually not definitely the most while everything was unkillable. This next one was unkillable for, I don't know, mysterious Japanese reasons. Are a special class of enemies in Final Fantasy XI, the first enemy of the series. These goofy fucks are usually important plot characters or part of epic quest lines, and have unique moves and loot as a result. Unlike other games that lazily throw their thick, juicy bosses onto the face that is the game's open world, Final Fantasy XI makes you work with bosses. While some still matter, others require more esoteric like training items. The optional super bosses from previous Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy VII's Emerald Weapon or Final Fantasy VIII's Ultimate Weapon, or Final Fantasy IX's, no really guys, this weapon's the biggest weapon. In April 2005, Final Fantasy XI received an update that contains a cryptic catch note. New notorious monsters have been added to the chains of chromatic yards. As mentioned, some of the methods to spawn these notorious monsters can get quite complex, and as such, it took players 7 months from the release of this patch to discover the final boss in a long chain of bosses. Absolutely. Defeating what everyone really wants, bosses is just love. Immediately after fighting these max level, well geared players, Absolute Virtue was down to 98% health. In addition to a large pool of HP, Absolute Virtue regenerates the same amount of health Meteor, which is very much that doesn't specifically build around the metagaming instead. While some strategies were devised over the following months, in order to deal damage to enemy adds on the other side. With the after a few shots, it was slow. It came down like a set.
Eier! Wir brauchen Eier!
Unreliable method found after almost a year of attempts is unacceptable and players who use it as pretty much any MMO would consider terrain exploits achieved. The second method was eventually found, which involved using a combination of multi-hit weapons and certain spells in order to deal damage. Interestingly, this method was incorrect. Absolute Virtue was patched in order to gradually resist one of the key spells in the strategy, rendering it useless. Unlike the wall method, this used 0 exploits and was simply a creative combination of weapons and skills as players grew increasingly frustrated with Square the developers decided to players by giving them a hint to build various by killing and then with elements of spells based on in-game data. You could nullify while this nullified one of the most aggravating aspects of the game, it was still far too difficult for even the most dedicated players to figure out. Another year passed, and players had still not found a legitimate means of defeating the hot vagina. So, Square once again released a hint. This time, video. While it initially raised more questions than answers, players eventually deduced that they were trying to show that you could lock out Absolute Virtue's backdoor abilities by controlling so chains of Absolute Virtue have abilities according to 2 hour skills, which have a 2 hour in order to lock out Absolute Virtue's 2 hour skills, a player would have to use the same skill. That was so tight that by the time the combat told you that Absolute was casting, it was already too late. While Square Enix's video did show them beat Absolute Virtue using this method, the fact that they were either using an internal test server or their close proximity to the actual game server meant their latency was low enough that hitting this unforgiving time window was possible. Even with this method, it was revealed by a GM that the fight would take 18 fucking hours to complete. Ironic for a game that opens with a splash screen reminding you not to let the game overtake your life. Around this time, another Link shell started to have a hoon on a different undefeated notorious monster, the Pandemonium Warden, which I think is just another name for a riot race. The players estimated it'd be a 3 to 6 hour long fight, and that if it went over 8 hours, then it was just retarded. 18 hours later, they posted, people were passing out and getting physically ill. We decided to end it before we risked turning into a horrible news story about how video games ruin people's lives. Fight start time, 3:30 PM EST. End time, 9 AM. fuck you Square Enix. They would later clarify what happened in a blog post. 18 hours is not the length of the fight, it is the length of our attempt. There is no doubt in my or anyone else's mind that to beat it, you would need another 2 to 5 hours, making this closer to a 20 to 24 hour fight. Most members took no breaks at all, outside of waiting for weakness to wear if they died. Personally, I never even went to piss. Adrenaline covered up everything for me. We did not take shifts or rotate, and did not expect an 18-hour fight. After the meeting began to pick up on the ridiculousness that was an 18-hour fight, as well as players, saying that they don't want to do that, Square Enix announced that they would be making changes to both the Pandemonium Warden and Absolute Virtue. The past 2 weeks have seen considerable feedback from players regarding the amount of time required to combat the Pandemonium Warden, a recently implemented notorious monster. Adjustments have been made to Jailer of Love, Absolute Virtue and Pets, and Pandemonium Warden and Pets, in areas such as HP value and behavior. Absolute Virtue and Pandemonium Warden will now vanish 2 hours after their appearance, automatically ending the battle. Final Fantasy XI's level cap was later raised from 75 to 99, and the extra power players had access to meant that Absolute Virtue was finally able to be killed. It's believed that, besides the kills that Square Enix deemed invalid, nobody was able to legitimately kill Absolute Virtue before this change. Raids in Final Fantasy XIV are big fat juicy succulent endgame battles run by groups of 8 players. They come in 3 flavors: normal, chocolate, and ultimate, with ultimate being the, ultimate test of skill, but not in a bullshit way like Absolute Virtue, who's also in 14 by the way, although you don't get banned if you beat this one. Much like in other MMOs, raid teams, known as statics, speedrun newly released content for bragging rights over who can get through the most adult diapers in one sitting, and also beat the hardest content first. On January 24th of the year of our Lord 2023, patch 6.31 inseminated Final Fantasy XIV with the game's 5th ultimate raid, the Omega Protocol. 6 days later, the creatively titled Japanese static Unnamed announced that they were the first players to complete the raid. While the proof of their announcement was only a screenshot of their victory, most players in the community deemed it legitimate and congratulated them on their victory. This celebration would be short-lived. A few hours later, a video was shared of the attempt, which showed that Unnamed had utilized mods in order to achieve their victory royale. Now, mods are a contentious topic amongst the player base. Unlike other MMOs, which let you mod everything from tweaking your UI to adding Bejeweled, every mod is banned in Final Fantasy XIV. Technically. This doesn't stop a lot of players from using them for lewd uses, as we saw in my video on the illegal Final Fantasy billboard. Of course, letting a player mod Final Fantasy XIV until it resembles Meat and Fight Kingdom doesn't affect anyone else's gameplay experience, so Square Enix just kind of turns a blind eye to it. The mods used by Unnamed, on the other hand, gave them a distinct gameplay advantage. These mods provided information about party member hitboxes, party member cooldown trackers, and most importantly, a massive adjustment to the camera's maximum zoom distance. This allowed one player to zoom his camera out far enough that they had a full view of the boss arena, which was then streamed to a couple of players who weren't actually fighting in the raid. These players act like coaches or raid leaders, analysing the boss's mechanics and directing the players mid-fight. While this isn't against the rules, being able to zoom out to a full view of the room gives you a clear advantage. As stated in the terms of service for Final Fantasy XIV, players who are determined to be using third-party tools will have their accounts suspended or permanently banned for repeat offences. It goes without saying that we're aware of world races for high-end users. As the developers, we're proud to have grown into one of the few games where they're held, and it delights us to see so many players participate as well as spectate with great interest. But a race should be fair, and it's our earnest wish that participants don't use third-party tools. Indeed, we've only released duties that we have proven can be beaten with the game's standard features. Unlike a lot of MMOs, Final Fantasy XIV has a very large console base, These players have no option to mod their game, because the players who play PC would have an unfair advantage, which may have led to the creation of this rule. Naturally, the player base was enraged that Unnamed had unfairly achieved tired from that marathon gaming session.
Bro, help player.
Hit the hay. But not before leaving their character logged in.
They're already
The new raid gear they just acquired. The player base, in turn, did the only logical thing. They threw a boldness festival on Japanese Final Fantasy XIV servers. When someone breaks the public social code of conduct, players do what's called Hagaruga Matsuri, or Baldness Festival, where hundreds of players playing naked, white-skinned, bald Rogadin flood the offender's housing plot or cluster around their character to publicly shame them for their offence. Out of shame, some of the members of Unnamed posted apologies to Twitter, with one player saying he would delete all of his characters. Some users refer to this as digital seppuku, a phrase which falls off the Japanese Twitter. When you think Elon Musk is annoying in America, wait till you see how the Japanese are doing this. Game director Yoshi would offer his thoughts on the controversy, in addition to stating that they will be enacting penalties such as temporary or permanent account suspension if they confirm the use of third-party tools. He says, the Ultimate Raid series is the most difficult battle content within Final Fantasy XIV, and we release this content after testing that it can be cleared without the use of any third-party tools. However, if the presumption is that this content will be tackled and cleared with the use of third-party tools, then any reason to develop high difficulty battle content seems to be lost. It's very difficult for me to understand, as a gamer, what the meaning behind using numerous third-party tools to complete the clear first would be. If the illicit use of third-party tools is made clear through our investigations, I, at the very least, will not recognize that team as the true world first. Now, are you ready for the twist? The video revealing the use of third-party tools was actually uploaded a full day before Unnamed announced their victory, and was titled Zoom Hack Zetsu Omega. It was also posted to a brand new YouTube channel with a name which translates to Divine Punishment, while also naming all 8 players in the static in its description. This has led some to believe that this video was released not to show proof of their kill, but from a disgruntled member who wanted to expose them for modding. Omega Protocol would be cleared legitimately a day later by Neverland after a mere 1,032 attempts. June 2017, Square Enix spat Stormblood, Final Fantasy XIV's second expansion, into the game's code. This major content drop doubled the active player base and led to multiple major bottlenecks. This isn't uncommon for major content updates for MMOs, as your player base goes from raiding or PvPing or jerking off in the Balmung Uldar to all doing the exact same quest line at the exact same time. I'm sure anyone who lived through the Warlords of Draenor expansion release will remember how painful it was to set up your garrison. Final Fantasy XIV's players made their way through the intro quests of Stormblood, but quickly hit a Railbarn-shaped roadblock. One of the first quests in the expansion has you enter an instanced fight,
What the fuck?
which starts as you speak to Railbarn. For those not up with the MMO lingo, instances are copies of dungeons or parts of the world that allow you to complete content by yourself without having to worry about 50 other players running in and stealing all your kills and your beautiful rubies. Unfortunately, servers only have so much space for instances, and with so many players all attempting the exact same quest at the same time, they filled up faster than your mum at a Taco Tuesday order. Players who attempted the quest were shown a cutscene which sets up a no doubt thrilling battle, only to get blue balls as they were spat out and an error message was thrown up down the back of their jacket. Now, this wasn't an issue that was solved within an hour, or even a few hours. They should implement a queue. I've been sitting here spamming the quest for over an hour trying to get in. Congestion, I get it, totally expected, but I'd rather sit in for an hour than just try again later. And 10 hours later, it's still broken. The Fringe is nothing but people complaining. They've been there mashing on that quest for 8 to 10 hours. By the way, a few folks asked, it's affecting all worlds, not just North America, not just EU, but Southeast Asia and Japan as well. This is so fucking pathetic now. I've been on for 16 hours now. I hit this quest maybe 30 minutes to an hour after launch, and I've been stuck here since. Unfortunately, instances have no queue system, meaning it's just luck of the draw whether you get in or whether you don't. Incentivizing players to park up and spam click the quest objective. In a surprisingly British display, players took queues into their own hands and began to form orderly lines. Because all instances share the same server space, even players who are able to complete the quest or attempt other activities entirely also hit the same issue. Players reported being unable to unlock the new samurai class or complete a similar instance fight that occurs not long after Raoban's. Players began to refer to the quest as Raoban EX or Raoban Savage. Denominators usually used to differentiate between the different difficulties of raid tiers. In their boredom, they even started to write boss guides for them. Square put out multiple posts about the incident, but they're kind of boring and we're both at the point in the video where neither of us care anymore. A few days later, it was reported that the quest was finally doable, and that large waves of players had been completing it at once. However, it seems that these reports caused a huge influx of players who, once again, could not complete the quest. Over time, the bottlenecks fixed themselves, and the legend of Raoban EX lived on in the hearts and minds of players everywhere. Even if some players now think that it's an actual boss fight somewhere in the game.
Hold on, I'm healing.
If you are after another Final Fantasy video, you should check out this one on the official Final Fantasy billboard. Or why not check out the many channels playlist for more goofy hobby trends.
Spotted one. Recharging shields. We should go over there. I've added a variable. I have a subject in view.
Oh, hello friend. Welcome to hell. I was just... Sorry, this takes a while.
Ultimate's ready.
I was just checking on the stove. So how'd you manage to get down here, huh? Died of old age surrounded by your loved ones? As if. As part of our new onboarding process, you'll start out as a paid intern for a brand's social media. Sorry, when I say paid, I mean you pay us. As a social media manager, you'll be subject to the most relentless hatred possible, but as per our strict brand guidelines, can only reply with a smile. All that and be relentlessly mocked by YouTubers with tiny chodes and a bone to pick. Wait, what's that? You don't know anything about brand Twitter. For the longest time, ads were ads. They sat in their corner where they fucking belong. Ever since us hip, sexy, irreverent millennials forego network television in favour of streaming services, brands have struggled to work their way in front of our glazed, tired eyes. That was until brands discovered they could simply wear skin suits in order to blend in with us fellow kids on Twitter.com, epically clapping ads and boasting of competition while staying on flick and refusing to See? But something about humanizing a brand and leveraging shit like mental illness in order to sell you processed food that's just going to kill you faster. It was kind of icky. Ads have their place, and their support allows you to access whatever you're reading, watching, or jerking off to. So when you see someone liking or retweeting a brand's post, you're essentially witnessing the mass advertising for free because what? They said Bay? Is it really all it takes to buy your obedience? Brands are the worst kinds of Twitter accounts because they act like one of the boys, but with a big spiked chain wrapped around their neck, ready to jerk back as soon as they actually do something funny or interesting. It's important to live, laugh, and love when these companies fuck up, as it's a pleasant reminder that behind every epic clapback and ha-ha-ha hilarious brand interaction is a company ready to tell your like and retweet on their quarterly report. So some madman toss job can go back to Wendy's and tell them that their new viral tweet where they called Ronald McDonald a convicted sex offender drove up engagement by a metric of 3.7%. These cock-ups conveniently fit into neat little categories, and today we'll be exploring how brand Twitter and their perpetual quest to loosen quarters from that hole in the back of your jeans can come crashing down harder than the Hindenburg. Fries combo, available now only at Burger King.
over good value.
Not the first
While
time.
McDonald's premiums are always one bad batch of fries away from being ground into Angus beef and replaced with another touchscreen, Twitter social media managers are beginning to experience a similar fate. While it's unlikely that the people who write out these absolute bangers are going to be
Shotgun bolt
replaced
here.
anytime
Level
soon,
4.
they often automate mundane tasks like replying to the dizzying amount of people who tweet out that your food gave them syphilis. Much like the diarrhea-inducing slop these companies serve, the bots behind these accounts are often barely functional and poorly thought out, resulting in some absolutely classic interactions. Romeo, Romeo, what's in a name? A Romeo by any other name would be fine. Or however that line went. In an effort to appear more personable, brand auto-reply bots will often reply to your queries and complaints using your name to make it sound like they really care. This is especially effective on Twitter, where everybody always uses their real name. Yep, definitely, all the time. Nobody on Twitter uses a fake name, and they definitely wouldn't use a name that might offend and oh no. Okay, so clearly it's important that the bots that pull people's usernames and handles have to do some sort of filtering, right? Or otherwise you end up with the New England Patriots tweeting out an auto-generated team jersey for someone whose handle says that they really hate those guys from Paris. Jeez, a cock-up of this magnitude must have forced every social media manager to triple check the filtered words on any future promotion like this one, right? 50 Million Names was a campaign that intended to name the supposed 50 million aborted babies in the US. As though I'm supposed to feel bad for some jelly-bean looking motherfucker because some boomer posthumously named it Maurice. Not content to just name all 50 million babies Segondis and be done with it. They instead decided to crowdsource these names from the general public, and with a bit of help from their grandson Curtis, they were able to set up a Twitter account that automatically tweeted out a name every time it was submitted to their website. It wasn't long until B found this, and after testing the waters with a few classic names such as Penile Injections, Butt Plug Jr., and of course, one spicy compadre had a Jeremy Neutron
Copyright
binary,
strike
a baby just named at American Air. I'm going to blow up a plane if I don't get $50,000 cash. Suffice to say, much like the babies they hope to name, 50 Million Names no longer exists. My personal favorite brand of auto-reply fuck-ups has to be the ones that troll Twitter for buzzwords while lacking the human ability to detect sarcasm. These responses, meant to strengthen your endearment towards a brand, only ever push you further away. At Indigo, thank you for sending my baggage to Hyde and flying me to Kolkata at the same time. A brilliant service. Hashtag die Indigo. Indigo's like, glad to hear that. Spectrum might be the worst internet provider ever. Nah, Telcom's EA takes the #1 spot. Yes! And your continuous support keeps us up there. Thank you. Wet Pop. We need net neutrality to fight monopolies. I live in Portland, Oregon. No options but Comcast for dependable high-speed internet. Comcast, thanks for choosing us and being a customer. And finally, a typical support reply with absolutely nothing weird, wrong, or racist about it. Except that they posted it 9 years ago. Hope you weren't waiting. Zone.
Administering medical aid.
You'll never get away with this, Kudos. My hacker protege Lorenzo is the best in the business, and he's dialing into your location right now. Won't be long before backup arrives.
Not likely, Mr. Blonde. You see, I'm protected by a private internet access VPN. VPN of choice for the League of Supervillains. This guy's done goofed. I'm backtracing his IP address and... Wait, what's this? It says his IP address is on the moon. It's too bad your hacker will fail. Private internet access hides my IP address, concealing my location and my digital footprint and replacing it with one of their 20,000 servers located in over 70 countries. I can be anywhere in the world, Mr. Blonde.
No way!
My blockchain GUI interface isn't working. I can't find him. Surely he isn't protected by the best VPN around private internet access. Well, what if I check their logs? Of course. Everybody knows they have a strict no logs policy. Ugh, If only I knew what that meant!
And what if you run into any issues? It's 3 a.m. There's no way their customer support is open at this hour.
Think again, Mr. Blonde. That 24/7 customer support means I'm protected around the clock. Or not only that, but I can have up to 10 of my devices protected under one subscription, no matter the operating system. Windows, Mac OS, even Android and iOS. All of my cloned henchmen can get it on the airplane. Unfortunately, your time is almost up, Mr. Blonde. Because I used the link in the description from my favorite YouTuber, Mini Kudos, I was able to get a private internet access subscription for less than
Reloading.
$3 a month, with an extra 3 months for free. With this massive 78% saving, I was finally able to afford this giant deadly laser.
You'll never get away with this. You'll never be able to access streaming services like Netflix and Hulu outside of the USA.
Oh, how wrong you are, Mr. Blonde. Throwing off your hacker was a nice bonus, but private internet access allows me to finally access all of my favourite TV shows on Canadian Netflix. Oh, Jesse, I think we need to put Matt there. Oh, yeah, this is the good stuff. I'm so glad I clicked the link in the description to get an extra 3 months for free. Polls, the magical fruit. The bane of losers and brands alike. Any poll that isn't meticulously designed, 10 times out of 10, result in the audience being drawn to whichever option is the funniest, like some kind of comedic lightning rod. Ask the contacts that you've ostracized with your stupid pyramid scheme if they want to join your predatory promotion. That's a paddling. Ask the people at your school if they have a crush on you. That's a paddling. Naive social media managers are most likely people too. As such, are just as susceptible to these blunders as you or I. Subway Canada, in a desperate attempt to distract from their spokesman being a convicted pedophile, decided to quiz their audience on the authenticity of their turkey. True or false, our turkey is 100% Canadian and free from artificial colours, flavours and preservatives. Despite this campaign being dried on the bloody turkey in question, the implications around it are just baffling. Is your turkey free from artificial colours, flavours and preservatives? Why are you asking us and not just telling us? Is this some dystopian future where children are quizzed in schools about exciting brand products? Of course, the audience voted false because that's the funnier option. Does that mean your turkey isn't 100% Canadian now? In the midst of fears that Huawei was a front for the Chinese government's cyber surveillance efforts, Huawei let the audience decide who are we via the timeless method of Twitter poll. While I'm sure they were hoping for a feel-good, we're owned by our employees outcome, they misunderstood the sheer stupid power of the internet, and their promoted tweet ended up showing just how little freedom. These next ones are... I'm not really too sure. Subway Canada, still reeling from the fake turkey blunder, somehow managed to put out a poll to their thousands of followers that got 0 votes for anything. I desperately want this to happen, especially since they used it. However, the shortest time to set a poll to run for is 5 minutes. This appears to still be the case back in 2018. You're seriously telling me the kind of brain-dead people who follow Subway aren't the same sort of people. Need the validation that comes from telling the world that they love Italian herbs and cheese bread. My Twitter is embarrassingly much smaller than Subway Canada's, and my posts always get some form of interaction in the first 5 minutes. McDonald's and Snickers also somehow managed to pull this off, although notably both after they saw how much attention Subway's fuck-up got. Perhaps willing to let themselves be clowned upon in order to get some of that sweet, sweet engagement. This topic really couldn't have come at a better time. June is the annual masquerade of corporations deciding that, after decades of doing nothing to support the LGBTQ community, they can just show up late to the party and score brownie points by splashing their logo in rainbow paint and calling it a day. Well, unless that would actually involve them making a stand for what's right in a place where it could affect their sales. Some of these logos are sending a bit of a mixed message though. Speaking of brands shamelessly leveraging any event to improve their public image, do you remember 9/11? What about 7/11? Now, most brand posts about 9/11 are overly safe and bland, which also renders them completely pointless. Yeah, I probably could have guessed that you thought 9/11 was a bit of a pisser, even if you didn't spend the 5 minutes on Pinterest looking for this graphic, Applebee's. Other brands feel the incredibly misguided urge to somehow work their product into their memorial post, really phoning home that this is just a PR piece created by an actual psychopath. These range from Weber Grills neatly framing one of their grills in the background, or AT&T snapping a cool pic of the memorial with one of their phones on a no doubt very reasonably priced plan, or the Vitamin Shop with a font and glow choice that is somehow more offensive to me than the inclusion of their logo in the bottom right. Of course, some brands are just cursed from the get-go, meaning a seemingly tasteful message like this is betrayed by the company that posted it. And let's not forget SpaghettiOs just fucking... Remember Pearl Harbor? Next on the list of despicable exploitative bullshit is brands capitalizing on the death of a celebrity to draw the attention to themselves. What's up, you little Star Wars cuck? How about you wash down those salty tears over the death of a beloved actress with a Cinnabon? Or how about celebrating the life and legacy of David Bowie by purchasing some comfortable footwear most commonly used by kitchen staff? While tasteless, these ads all made at least some attempt to be classy, paying respect to whatever day it was in their own scummy corporate way. Meanwhile, Burger King Tea and Crumpets decided to go on International Women's Day by tweeting out, "Women belong in the kitchen," promptly followed by, "if they want to, of course. Yet only 20% of chefs blah, 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 blah." Look, it really doesn't matter what they follow it up with. The way Twitter's formatting works means that unless you actually follow Burger King UK, and why wouldn't you frankly, you will only see the first tweet if someone likes or retweets it, unless you actually click on it and read into it further. Naturally, people were infuriated by this, as though Burger King has any influence over feminism, or that anyone who eats at Burger King even cares about social issues to begin with. Even the KFC gaming Twitter speculated, but fuck off KFC gaming, you can't talk with KFC gaming. They eventually caved and deleted the tweet, but what you can't delete is the full page ad you paid for in advance in the New York Times. We actually talked about this exact topic on my podcast Beef Wars. I doubt that there's some woman who looks around and her little daughter is like, "Mummy, I want to be a scientist one day," and then she turns back and sees the Burger King tweet and a single tear rolls down her eye. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that Burger King's dumbass tweet had zero effect on feminism worldwide. Despite the tweet's deletion, for a brief moment, a brand on Twitter tried something daring, incredibly stupid, and genuinely funny, mostly because it made them look awful, but funny nonetheless, and we will never see the likes of this ever again. So, we've already seen how automated replies with poorly designed filter lists can provide less than perfect results. But don't go pointing and laughing at our future overlords just yet. Humans are just as capable at replying with some dumb bullshit when at the steering wheel. During the height of the EDP saga, before the internet just decided they were fine with the pedophile attending to meet up with minors, a new meme was born. Really craving some Little Caesars. Little Caesars. Pizza. Pound it, brother. Pizza Hut was soon to follow, making me think that EDP might have stood for Eat That Pizza this whole time. Peter was the next to fall for the EDP bait, though something tells me they would have found the name Eat That Pussy more offensive than the pedophilia. Finally, several days after these images had made the rounds on Twitter, Sour Patch Kids, one of the saddest brand Twitter accounts out there, limply fell for it one last time, perhaps solemnly choosing to take one for the team. An easy way to bait a brand into agreeing with an unsavory statement is to simply signal them in a reply tweet, ensuring that the overworked, underappreciated, and now mocked by me social media manager won't take the time to read the full context. Something about food making homophobia just adds that little je ne sais quoi. Chick-fil-A slaps. Upset slaps. Papa John's slaps. When Papa John's is like, yes! Actually, nice. You don't even have to do that. Just roll the dice and they'll inevitably say something tasteless. My 70-year-old father, a hoarder and alcoholic, has always been computer illiterate. Last month he found out he could use Amazon on an iPhone, and since then he's spent literally every dollar in his bank account. Oh my, has Dad gotten any cool stuff? Technology can truly be a blessing and a curse. Amazon help, I think this man is having an Amazon stuff that's somewhat irrelevant at this time. These next ones just make me think that all social media managers should have a strict pre-work nut policy. Like, I get it. It must be difficult for the single people in the middle of a pandemic. Damn Wingstop. This brand had quickly flipped over from a bit of back and forth to you genuinely wondering if the Wingstop guy got his drumstick better. Another time they just straight put their hands up when someone suggested whoever put sugar on these damn fries is their dick suck. What the fuck, America? Why are you putting sugar on chips as well? Gash, he had to go straight back to replying to customer complaints. The equivalent of going to clean out the toilets after working. I do have a bit of respect for Wingstop food. Government gets the brain, the sort of thing that get all while staying uninjured. But if Wingstop's social media manager hadn't busted in like a week before that interaction, IHOP's social media manager has been on the No Nut November train for over 9 months. IHOP deadass can beat these cheats. That's awesome. Check your DM. Dude, this was 2017 as well. You didn't even have the pandemic excuse. Finally, a brand reply guide with a cautionary tale about the importance of bonds. At Southern Rail UK, are you putting on replacement buses for the Rise shuttles you've cancelled again? Hi, we are not sorry. Neil.
Mess them up. Ultimate's good to go.
While almost every one of the examples mentioned so far could fit into the category of poor taste, these next ones take the cake for the most tone-deaf, out-of-touch, and unintentionally hysterical tweets that could elsewhere on this list. Honestly, if every brand treated like this all the time, I might actually have respect for them. At least then they would feel human, and more importantly, would do irreversible damage to their brand image, which I would also like. Hey, remember when that whole Yenny Laurel thing went around? The new version of the white and gold dress where everybody hears something different? Laurel. Well, I bet the Taliban forces in Faraz City, hashtag Afghanistan, would have rather they heard Laurel than the deafening hashtag Brrrah they got courtesy of RA-10.
We'll kill her, Barmy.
The US Air Force ended up deleting this absolute slapper of a tweet and issuing an apology, which is hilarious to me. You're literally the US Air Force and you were bullied into deleting a tweet. Who the fuck do you answer to? Well, I was going to sign up and risk life and limb for pointless conflicts waged on behalf of corrupt politicians, but that whole Yenny old tweet was a bit too far for me. Hashtag why I stay. Damn, don't know what this hashtag's about. Must be something about wholesome times spent with friends. Better hop asshole first into this one and show some cardboard frozen pizzas. Well, what do you know? It's a hashtag about domestic abuse. Yeah, fuck it, DiGiorno. Double down. When your friend says they want a slice of DiGiorno, hashtag me too. This is awesome. At G Flicking is surprised a Halifax County woman who lost her sister in an accident and her home in a fire on the same night with a new ABC 13 umbrella. Yes, she looks stoked. Oh, sure, she's suffering from the immense emotional trauma that comes from losing a home and a loved one, but hey, at least she got to get used for a photo op by the Jim Carrey we have at home and a free umbrella to weather the stormy day with. Wow! McDonald's UK. Meet me at McDonald's. Barber, say no more. And meet me at McDonald's. Barber's meet me at McDonald's. Barber, say no more, fam. Meet me at McDonald's. Say no more, fam. Say no more.
It's good to go.
Be sure to check out this video about the worst product failures that no amount of hip Twitter marketing could ever say.
Listen up, I'm calling a lifeline packaging.
Zipline here. The enemies are shooting at me.
They know they're not going to be putting out a finished game. They're worried. There's nothing more they can do. And the fear that they will disappoint the audience is growing on Sean and the team.
I worry about like
disappointing so far. Upon release, all of these clips are seen as proof that Sean is a liar. And what doesn't help is his body language. I mean, kind of the body language of someone who is lying. And this is why I mentioned he's an introvert. Remember, he's a technical lead. Actually, a really good one. But not a salesman. Cut him just a little bit of slack, because this is simply how we talk. Here are some innocuous questions, and he answers them honestly.
Lead producers on No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I guess I'm a developer on it. I suppose
there's a weapon supply bin here.
Yeah, creator or something like that.
No, I really like making games. I don't necessarily love care package over there. I think we did a good job. Even you know, you guys are very nice.
Mate, seriously.
Same body language. And Jesus Christ, they have him up on stage and in front of cameras and bright lights and on the goddamn Colbert Report. Try keeping your nerve on that. Nonetheless, free of that context, the clips have him cemented in the community as a liar.
Care package dropping in for dinner.
So the graph plays out right to release. And that graph, it's actually a track. And that track is what the hype train runs on. So it comes barreling up the hill. Instead of neatly pulling into the station, it comes crashing right through the roof. The disaster unfolds. They are absolutely shit on. So there were Sean and Hello Games, surrounded by the rubble of their former reputation. Punished Sean was at his lowest point. Hated by the majority of the gaming community. But they were still alive, and they had made tens of millions of dollars. They were left with two choices. Take the money, start a new project, and be a pariah. A cautionary tale of the industry and hated by the gaming community forever. Or pick themselves up, get back to work, and with potentially no profit motive, finish the game.
It allowed me to do something that I've always done in difficult times, whether it's crappy bosses that I've dealt with before or crappy situations in school growing up. I put my head down and sat in front of a computer and I made games, which is what I enjoy.
So, here's the plan. The team is assigned to fixing bugs and the most obvious problems. Go. Sean tells the team to stop reading all the overwhelmingly negative feedback on the game, and he reroutes all of it to his personal devices. Emails, forum posts, Google News alerts, player feedback, it's all going directly to him now. Then he starts breaking that down into data sets. People who haven't bought the game, people who have bought it and played it for 100 hours, people who have returned it, etc. Then he starts compiling those complaints into usable data, focusing on the people with the most sincere experience of the game. Then we start making a big list of all the things that need adding. First thing to fix is that full inventory. Then community mod support. Then a third thing, etc, etc. This is going to take an enormous amount of work to pull off, and they're not going to make the same mistake twice. So they would need to sharply adjust their PR strategy. Anything they said right now, an admission of guilt,
I've made a severe,
would be met with criticism. Denial, it's not that bad, would be met with criticism. Corporate speak, well, we endeavored to make the best game we could and we are proud of what we have, would be met with criticism. Half of the problems have been caused by speaking too much. So they were going to do a complete 180. Instead of adding more fuel to the fire, instead of accidentally promising fixes that might also not be delivered, they wouldn't speak to the press again.
Female traits you're talking about, I'd say that's a generalization, but you've used them.
They were going to speak to the community directly from now on. So they told the audience they were working on it and went completely silent. 1 day passed. No word. 2 days.
Finally.
Have you heard from Hello Games? They just had this disastrous release. No, haven't seen them. I hope they're working on the game. 2 weeks. Dude, are you working on this thing? Just ignore them. Just work. 3 weeks. Okay, what the fuck is going on?
WTF, it's locked.
A month. They took the fucking money and ran, didn't they?
This is your
Didn't say anything. It's not going to 2 months.
Do you fear me?
3 months. By now, most people were convinced that the game was abandoned. they had made their money. It's all over.
What you check out over there?
After over 100 days of absolute silence. Foundation. The first big patch. But I bring you gifts. And sent some. It brought baseball, new games, trades, as well as a lot of bugs. You'll have to try harder than that, Sean, to win my well done, promise. So Sean left. A few more months went by.
What the hell was I supposed to do?
Another
Just a fun fact on your way out.
Online base sharing, own multiple starships, starship specialization, multi-tool specialization and classes, permadeath mode, vehicles you can drive around in, and create racetracks for them too with time trials. Look at this.
Pretty good, but I'm still mad, and there's still a ton promised that isn't in the game yet.
You're a bloodhound.
So Sean would wait once more. A few more months went by. Knock knock.
What's it, Sean? What is it now?
Bloodhound.
I bring you an overhaul to the storyline. New worlds, crashed freighters, space combat, terrain editing, portals, procedural mission system, interstellar trading, and joint exploration. By now, people were really starting to warm to No Man's Sky again, and to Hello Games.
The game has in many ways exceeded what was promised.
It's a substantially better game now.
No Man's Sky is back, baby!
People saw this was an honest effort to fix the game, and the number of employees working on it was growing, from a studio of 15 to 25. Sean Murray and Hello Games social media also started becoming more active and engaging with the audience. The subreddit was flourishing once more. The price of the game secondhand on Amazon, eBay, and GameStop was going up. Then a few more months went by. Next, a really big patch.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Holy shit! I just got goosebumps.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not that. Here's the full and proper multiplayer experience. Ringed planets, third-person mode, character customization, a galactic atlas on an external website for the community, vast overhauls to base building and crafting and resources, and it also brought the game to Xbox. In fact, with the release of Next in July 2018, No Man's Sky was the 6th top-selling console game for the month. It climbed its way back into Steam's top 10. It reached nearly 100,000 concurrent players.
Regulates my metaphorical. Bend your knees when you land.
The Steam rating went from mixed to very positive.
Oh, hard drop.
Weird underwater. Shit. Discoveries of fires. And it keeps going. New biomes, more diversity, archaeology, more things to discover. By now, Sean in the gaming inspector, personification of the gaming community, had literally patched things up and were making out. Which was when he released his biggest patch to date of his video. Free VR some types, overhauls, tech trees, base building, streamlined multiplayer. In fact, I was so slow to get this video out that they put out enough with ships, ship upgrade, more advanced terrain, first-person exercise, improved VR, improved base building, quality of life.
Join back the veil.
Perfect.
Ow!
But come on now, we're starting to nitpick, especially when you compare them to relationships with other games.
Enemy here.
They could have gone the route of Fallout 76. paywall mods with Fallout First, charging a monthly fee, a downward spiral more and more into pay-to-win scraps released without QA testing. But instead, they never added pay-to-win. They never added microtransactions or paid DLC. They never made VR as a second game. They didn't give up on the game or scale their resources back to do it. They didn't come out and call gamers entitled. They didn't add loot boxes. They didn't start work on the next big project or sequel. They didn't do much of anything except get back to work. And just like that, the game once panned by critics now had awards rolling in.
Your developed star 2019, No Man's Sky, Sean Murray.
No Man's Sky next.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky's next.
No Man's Sky.
And to cap it all off, the subreddit No Man's Sky the Game even got together and pooled money for a GoFundMe to have a billboard installed near the Hello Games offices. It must have been a harrowing moment for Sean and the team. They took a huge risk to start a small studio. They clawed their way up to create one of the most notable games of the console generation. Disappointed pretty much everyone with the release, and took one of the biggest online beatings in video game history.
Don't worry, there's plenty of memes to go around. We faced some really difficult
Wait, what the fuck? Kaptanar the Wild Sorcerer.
We hit.
Wait, this is fake, right?
For the next 3 years, completely turned it around.
And the phone
It's the underdog
story.
And after doing all of this research, I couldn't help but come to the conclusion that they were the best.
Wait, there's a Kaptanar movie.
In 2017, they announced Hello Labs, a support program focused on original
true.
Right?
Okay, you know, I'll just die.
Small title called The Last.
A rival land close by. The great unveil.
Need an arc star. Need a weapon.
Enemies right here.
This is the end of the story.
Mario, adios, baby.
Sean Murray erotic fanfic. Naturally, I assumed that you liked it. So, here it is. My evening interview. I arrived at the Hello Games office in the early evening as the sun was approaching the horizon.
The theme song, what the fuck is that theme song?
The door opened, and Sean put an expressive face out to greet us. Hey you, he explained in his adorable British Australian accent. I'm so happy to spend the evening. I was so happy when I heard you agreed to let me come in for an interview, I said. Oh yeah, the interview. I forgot. He replied with his usual brilliant humor. I laughed.
Look beyond the veil.
I was surprised to hear. He led me to the room where we sat down on a soft vinyl couch. So let me show you this.
2024 wait, Patanaram.
It's in the game. We just added some new features. He booted up the game on a PS4 in his office. I stared at his face. I like your beard. It's sexy, I pretended to say to him in my head myself.
Okay. So guys, be excited. New Kaptanar just dropped. Let's go.
So here's the game, he said eagerly. It opened on an alien world just calling out to be explored. I began to sweat. Here it finally was, in front of me in all of its glory. And it was being played by Sean in front of me in all of his glory. I nervously spoke. Could I try playing? I said. Oh, I suppose, of course. He said, but another few minutes passed without him handing me the control.
Supplies inbound, my friend.
I said more confidently. I put my hands on his hand as he gripped the controller. He looked me straight in the eye. I stared deep into his utterly transparent.
Look at your map.
Sure, I have no sense. I let go of the PlayStation controller, still sweaty from his firm grip.
Agreed.
But I have another surprise to show you.
Recharging
He
shields.
stood up. My...
Redacted.
He muttered. Yes, please, I said, blushing as ready blushing as red as the treetops of Area 5. He grabbed my shoulders, guiding me confidently towards the coffee table, like he confidently guides the Hello Games team towards the game's release. The one true short of that baby-faced loser asshole poser from NCIS. Made sweet, sweet love to me. I wasn't sure what I was more excited
You
about.
spin me right.
Finally playing No Man's Sky. After exploring
At this time, all electronics should be set to airplane mode. This means the simulacrums.
the breathtaking
I shot at an enemy. I downed one. Reloading. Putting it on. Hold up. I'm recalling my drone.
Oculus Boost.
Under down.
Like what you see, it's time. I soon saw many spaces here before me in game. But as they took off their helmets, I realized that they were all the same Sean Murray avatar. I was about to be
Redacted.
by a
Your
true
part is
Sean
not
Murray.
done.
But they all had one difference. The big.
Redacted.
Each big.
Redacted.
One sec, healing up.
There were wide ones, thin ones, long ones, curved ones. It was magical. As the Hello Games team began somewhere in the room, I heard Hello movies, erotic fanfic, and that's it. Sorry, fix it.
People are seeing I'm good to go.
Isn't quite the event that they are, but they did do a commendable job of acting retarded for the news.
I feel for scientific reasons. It's like the most millennial thing that ever happened.
But don't let's forget, Pico. No one knows how to pronounce it. George Harris, the alien researcher.
Las Vegas businessman George Harris, creator of the
I've reviewed the enemy position. I'm recalling my drone.
Base camp was equipped with a Bengal village of 10 troopers,
Healing
a
up.
gift shop, and 3-time Grammy Award
should
winner
head that
Paul
way.
Wonderful. Some reading
There's a lot of people coming. Well, right now things are kind of slow at the Heiko event here, so that's kind of a disappointment.
Pico Base Camp is expected
Let's check
somewhere
that
between
quadrant.
1,000
to your map.
and 3,000 attendees. It's quite a range.
Maybe 50 people here.
Clapping some alien cheeks.
Yeah, but no cheeks are clapped.
Where's the cheeks?
Zero cheeks.
This is like
the first of a big thing.
But it wasn't.
Go for burn.
In fact, it seems as though the majority
Should air pressure drop, oxygen masks will be provided. If you're traveling with a small child, this is a blood sport. What's wrong with you?
basically all of the attendees
We're going to go to Rachel, and then we decided that we didn't get stuck in the desert. As much as I like Mad Max, I don't really live it.
the Las Vegas was a splash, a carnival ride, and even a pool.
Last one is
Who
rejoin
could have
the
predicted
squad.
this? You make a post at 2 a.m.
kind of nice.
on a page that has 62 likes, and now you have
Just a sec.
thousands of people
Healing
that are
up.
ready to come out to your show. It's absolutely amazing.
Seems I
Back
returned.
at Military HQ in Anne Orlando, operations were ramped up. They're adding more guards, upping the security, and enforcing a no-fly zone across the county. They were even infiltrating raided groups. And they were giving stern warnings from the PR team. I'm taking fire. They attempt to raid Area 51 today.
Sorry to disappoint you, you triggered my trap card!
Millennials immediately seized upon the tweet. They do this by pretending to be offended, successfully having the tweet taken down, and forcing public apology.
I'm retarded. We're on the creek.
Alright, this video is getting very long, so let's hurry up to the next.
I'm recharging my shields.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah.
We got another squad attacking.
Right there.
Charging on my shield.
എന്റെ മോനെ എവിടെ നിന്നൊക്കെയാണ് ഇവരെ വെടി വെക്കണേ?
Hey, who invited the third party?
I'm taking fire. Lifting the bed.
Hold up, healing.
Shields are recharging.
Getting shot at.
Opponent over there.
Recharging my shields.
I'm taking fire. I'm recharging my shields. Let us move here. 45 seconds.
来了，
来
这来这来这飞来这飞，过来我这，
Recharging.
来这来这来这。
Alert 5, Valkyrie actual. Ready for burn. How copy?
Recharging my shields.
啊！
Ring closes.
我没大电了，
外面有4个小店，
我没有大的。
No heartbeat. Hold on.
我也都是小，我也没大的。
啊，我们85，
10 seconds left.
不然我们先过来复华所。
We need to move. The ring is a focus.
Incoming care package. Pro tip, don't try grabbing something moving in that trajectory.
这好像能飞过去。
Alert 5,
OK
Valkyrie
OK，
standby.
直接飞。
Main engine burn. The captain's turned on the no seatbelt sign.
去找点资源吧。现在
我们不打，没有大电，打不了。
哎，2个空投，我操！
我去拿狙。
Nice. Safe to touch down. We're already in the next ring. Care package over there.
Optics here.
啊，我们就站在这，
Extended heavy mag here.
后面应该没人。哎，给我甲，我给你升甲。
Optics here. Close range.
希尔来，米克来给你甲。
Amen. Thank you. Truly.
140这个。
Bogey there.
Evo shield here. Level 5.
Enemy spotted far. Squad is firing on us.
30，米克。
Evo shield here. Level 3.
30。
Load off my shield. Hold on. Shield
倒一个了。我在打电。
打他们，别剩2个。
别死，往后退。
睡一个。
我去架。
到，加油！给你开灯。
Hey, how about no more dying today?
哎呀，我操！这队他妈为什么要来爆啊
Nice.
Let's go over there.
10 kill കിട്ടിയായിരുന്നല്ലേ?
Quite like that. It was pretty close to something
Yeah.
like that. Although I
That's
guess you
my
could
life.
say that only a small group showed up to the main gates themselves.
Well, 1 million people.
Of over 2 million people, in total only about 200 actually went. But it's not about the quantity.
Yeah, but
it's the
BRB.
quality that counts.
Nice outfit.
Now throw him over.
People mostly behaved themselves.
I mean, I think it's awesome. You guys are following the laws, following directions. So.
But they weren't about to leave without a consolation prize. Get some of the Area 51 soil. Top secret rock. Top secret rock.
You can have it. It's from Area 51. Okay.
Also present at the raid were a few YouTubers.
So I came here to get myself an alien as a pet.
We're here to rescue the alien.
It's like Halloween, but we're just annoying.
Are you guys gamers? Playing games? You know? You watch anime?
Yeah, so you got the rebellious youth, and then you got people trying to lure BT into a cage with Reese's Pieces and stuff. That's a pretty good summary of the crowd that you have out here this weekend.
But respect to the troopers. Security. For keeping everyone. Just kidding. It's the guys who got underneath this fence. God bless them.
So now I will just play like 2 games of Siege.
The base. And this random woman who decides to just start walking. Police, right there. No one's stopping her. Oh my god. She's gonna make it. She's going home. She gets charged for trespassing and receives a $1,000 fine. But soon it was time to wrap up.
The storm is over.
Because everyone's mums were there to pick them up. Monsters. Monsters. Ooh, monsters. What is a monster? Are monsters real? Is this a monster? How about this monster? Is man the real monster? Ooh, that's deep. Thank you. But more importantly, what was that noise? And why is it so dark in here? Hello? And who's in the closet? And what's under this bed? And whose room is this? And I don't know what happened to your son. It was a monster. I'd like to go home now, please. All this and more on this episode of In Da Quarantine. I don't think I can get behind orangutans. I'm not too bothered if they go extinct.
Oh, what?
It's the flaps that bother me.
Oh, the flaps
You know
are
what I mean?
part of their appeal.
Oh, they're just awful.
Have you ever seen one in real life?
No.
IRL, they are amazing. They communicate really incredibly with humans. They're so cool. I love them.
Like, look at this. Shave that bit off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now that I'm like focusing on the oranga flaps, I will admit that they are quite unseemly. They're unpleasant.
If I was like in the orangutan world,
What the
right,
hell?
I would be
Yeah, they are with
constantly
yeah.
past and
Download.
just slapping them behind the back of the face flap. It's kind of, yeah. Hey, Greg. What's up, Stacy? Whack. Just like a little flick as you're walking by.
Oh, okay.
And I bet it makes like a real meaty sound, like when you slap two palms together.
I'm imagining this in like a primate high school where like the chimps and the gorillas are all hanging out with the orangutans, and the orangutans are just getting bullied for their flaps. It's like, sup, flaps? How's it going?
No, wait, it's the other way around. It's like, oh, well, you don't have your flaps yet. We've had our flaps for 6 months now. There's, some runt of the litter, and he looks in the mirror and he goes, what if I never get any flaps? What if they never grow through? And then, like, the orangutan mum sort of comes into the room, puts her arm around his shoulder. It's okay, honey. We all grow at different rates, and you'll get your flaps one day.
Your dad didn't get his face flaps until he was at least... His dad walks past the bedroom with just these, like, enormous face flaps.
In Slavic myths, Baba Yaga is a wild woman or dark lady of magic in Russian folklore. There are many stories about her. Like most witches, Baba Yaga can fly, but she does not use a broomstick. Instead, she sits in a giant mortar, a bowl, for grinding food, with her knees almost touching her chin. This is a terrible form of transport. Right? She drives very fast across or above the forest floor, and uses the pestle as a rudder.
I love it.
It's one of those things when someone said, yeah, well, have you heard about our folklore?
I like, so, like, all the representatives of monster folklore have met for a summit. The Slavic guy has just, like, forgotten his notes.
Well, we've got this witch, right? And, she can fly. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, well, ours is a witch too. Okay, well... it flies on a broomstick. Oh, broomstick, okay. What do you got? And then you go, oh, mine's different. It's got, and then you just start scanning the kitchen. And you're like, look, hold on a minute. Pot, wheel of cheese. Mortar and pestle. That's stupid. You can't stand on a mortar and pestle. It's way too small. Big one. Oh, well...
Just looking around the kitchen. I love it. That's so funny.
It's from the Feast of Maximum Occupancy.
What is the most monster-like of the real animals, though?
I suppose the giant squid.
The giant squid is the thing of haunting dreams. Like, I can't watch those deep ocean documentaries. They are terrifying.
I tell you what's really annoying about that, right? I've been in the deep ocean before, and been fishing in the deep ocean, even jumped out of the boat, gone swimming in the deep ocean, gone snorkeling. I never had any fear of the deep ocean. It never occurred to me that I should be afraid of it. And then someone started pointing out how afraid they were of the deep ocean. And gradually over the last few years, I've been cultivating this fear of the deep ocean. And it's born out of nothing. It's just because someone else is afraid of something. All of a sudden, I've started to become afraid of it as well.
I think you've just gained their rationality. I think there's every reason to be scared of the deep ocean. It is objectively terrifying. It is where all the Lovecraftian creatures live. You've just come round to sense, if you ask me. Doppelganger monster. Why is there a picture of Leo? What? What is that?
It's Fat Leo Doppelganger.
His doppelganger from Russia, of course. He was made in a Russian lab to battle the American movie stars and try and rival them, but he got squished up against the test tube, and this happened.
Can you get Leo on the phone? No, he's busy.
Get me his Russian non-union equivalent. Yeah,
that's it. These are just both Chris Pratt. That's ridiculous.
I'm fairly certain, yes.
That's just both Chris Pratt.
Oh, no, wait. The headline is Chris Pratt warns of pervy dude doppelganger. That's the exact excuse I'd use as well.
I would say Mothra is a pretty shitty...
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Who cares? It's Big Moth, innit? I mean, not good if you left a lamp on in the house and the door open at night, but otherwise, fine.
May I come in?
So easily defeated, that monster. Shoot some BBs through its wings, and it's done.
Yeah, is light a candle. Go straight into it.
I really don't like King Kong.
No,
I just think it shows a lack of imagination.
I don't think the sociological commentary about it is very clever either.
No, don't be bad to nature, otherwise it'll crush you with its big monkey paw.
What, so it's like a shitty Moby Dick?
Yeah, it's like a Moby Dick for idiots. Moby Dick for people who can't read.
I don't know, man. I think you can get revenge on nature. Like, doesn't it make perfect sense? I mean, I could imagine it not an Ahab's day, where you gotta go fight the whale and it's all difficult and you lose your life and hell's heart stab at thee and all that bullshit, but...
Ooh, literary historian.
I read bits of it once. I think I heard some Simpsons references on. If we wanted to take revenge on all the whales, hunt them all down and kill them, we could probably do it.
Like me and you. We take all that sweet YouTube cash, get ourselves a ship, and we're just like at the port. And these guys, sir, why are you going on the 7 seas? We're on a quest to kill all the whales. What, is it like you're getting like blubber or ambergris or what have you? No, it's whale genocide.
Clicks.
Yeah, we're vlogging it. I'm gonna vlog my unending quest to murder all the whales.
I mean, whales are pretty close to monsters. At least the blue whales.
If whales didn't exist, they would be monsters. If you described a whale in a world where they didn't exist, that's a straight monster right there.
I mean, that's very monster-like. That's enormous. That to there is probably like a bus.
It's so big.
You know what? It's too big.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude.
That's why they gotta die.
Yeah, I bet it's really irritating. Just a couple cyanide pellets. Like, oh, here's some krill, little fellow. And then just keep swimming.
We just go around the ocean with like a giant wine corks.
Yeah, wine cork, maybe. I think they'll blow that one out, but if we put like a grenade...
It's just us on like the bow of the ship with grenades and 3 pointers into the holes of whales.
I reckon, there's all these endangered species, save the whales, save the dolphins, blah, 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 blah.
Fuck those guys.
True. You could save the whales and save the dolphins. Or if we just killed them all,
we wouldn't have to save them.
Like, if it's just done, probably
That's
save you a bunch of
one
costs.
time I
You don't
went
have
to
to
eat
hear
food.
about, we're damaging the environment, it'll hurt the whale. You can have as much sonar as you like.
We're doing the charity sector a favour by eliminating that problem.
Yeah, think of how many resources we could put into other animals, or like people, if we just...
4 last operator standing.
Kill all the whales.
IQ pick diffuser boop alert.
The diffuser is now secured.
Alert.
I love this song. Excuse me? I love this song. It's region locked in my country, but I use NordVPN. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, Shadow Man. The girls just don't want my VPN. Listen, buddy. You gotta go out there and be assertive. Women love a VPN with confidence. Assertiveness. Confidence.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
So Pyrocynical just stole my whole ad and made a low energy version of it.
Hey there. My name's NordVPN Man. I'm a Gemini. I love to and I can offer you 70% off a 3-year plan. It's not working, Shadowbound. Well, have you tried coming across as needy? If girls love a VPN they can take care of. Try again. Hi. I can't get the full Netflix catalog in this country, and I lost my mum's credit card. Can you buy me a subscription to NordVPN at nordvpn.com/incognito? You okay in there, buddy? It's fine, I just had some glitter in my eye. It never works out for me, Shadow Man. I'm destined to be alone forever. Hey, I know what'll cheer you up. Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, what a sin. I know, right.
Drone has located a bomb.
Who is she?
Oh my god.
I love that dress.
Lucky guy. Damn, she's smoking.
I kind of want a VPN now.
Out of the way, thoughts. I got me a real woman. Too late now, you had your chance.
10 seconds before
you cry about it. Huh? Here's your drink back.
5 seconds.
Guess you should have gotten NordVPN.
Nord. Bomb location and defuse it.
Mermaids were always supposed to be sort of dangerous, weren't they? And then they've become kind of sexy.
Yeah, but their sexiness is part of their danger. Isn't their whole thing that they like sing and make sailors crash into rocks?
I think the real question is, would you?
Would I? No. Probably.
No.
I would be so preoccupied with the existence of a monster. How does this happen? Under what circumstances? Are we like dating?
Look, I found this girl. You're gonna love her.
Okay. Alright, yeah.
All right.
I'm open-minded, you know me.
Come and meet her. She's hanging out by the pool.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, I'm big into swimming and stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, here she is. Her name's Ariel.
Cool name.
This is Ordinary Things.
Hi, Ariel. Nice to meet you. We just get to talking. She's just hands on the rim of the pool. I'm unaware.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah.
At this stage, the connection is made, so that's all. No.
So you guys are chatting. It's all going very well. She says, you want to grab a cup of coffee sometime? You said yes. Wow, that's really great. And then she props her hands up on the side of the pool and she lifts out her big tail. What do you say?
Yeah, the tail, I hate to appear shallow, but, I can get past the tail. I mean, I shouldn't be so prejudiced, perhaps. Maybe I should open my life up to the potential of dating a nautical creature.
So, there she is, standing on the bridge. Can't wait to see her. You guys have just matched on Tinder, right? She looks great from that distance, from the bridge. You walk up to the bridge and she turns to you and she goes, "Oh, Ordinary Things, it's so great to meet you."
Terrific.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. Oh my god, we've got so much in common. What do you say, second date?
Sure. I'm going to take my shallow hat off and just be like, this could be useful. There are practical advantages to going out with a girl who has cat butt.
Yeah.
She can reach stuff. Jump up and grab stuff. She probably has excellent hygiene.
Yeah.
Cat's very clean.
I think she's slightly offended by that.
Beggars can't be choosers, though. I feel like this girl's probably, just a bit unlucky in love.
I cannot believe you are saying this. This is a fine young lady. And she doesn't lick herself, right? She just cleans herself in the shower like a normal person.
Oh, have you ever smelled a wet cat? That's no good. What say you, cat or mermaid? What's better?
I think the fish would smell. And also, you're stuck beside the water. Cat is more practical for getting around.
I mean, Catwoman is a character. I feel like cat ladies are often sexualized in media, which is strange now I think about it.
Yes. So you would be willing to live with cat?
No.
No!
I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you now and just say that, I think all animal-human hybrids, I'm going to say it, I don't care if it's politically incorrect. Animal-human hybrids, not for me.
This is outrageous. People are going to be offended by this.
That's right. Cancelled.
Ordinary Things, I know we've been going out for 2 weeks. I'm starting to develop feelings for you, and I have to tell you something.
What is it?
I just have to come out and show you. It's about my hooves.
What behooves you?
Thatcher, come with me.
What do you mean?
Well,
come with me.
Look at these.
Suckers. Look at these babies. Wow, that's a lot to take in. That's almost acceptable. If she kept some shoes on,
I could live with that.
I could live with that. Yeah.
I think that's alright. These look like...
To do your ability.
That's true. I think it would all come to a head when you're at a social gathering with her. You're at the beach or something and everyone's taking their shoes off and you just be like, could you leave your plimsolls on? your Doc Martens. We're at the beach. Yeah, that's right. And that's what the relationship really falls apart. I just don't want people to know that you've got deer hooves. Sorry.
She's a great climber though. Great climber.
Yeah, so at the climbing gym, she's looking good.
What about if it's like this?
That's freaky. I'm scared of that, to be honest.
You don't like that?
You're gonna get hoofed into next week with those babies.
She's saying, oh, let's go on a second date. But she goes, well, Ordinary Things, there's just...
What's that?
This. Okay.
That is a big tail. I think I could get past the tail.
Nice. All right.
Because you know what? It's an addition rather than a
substitution.
Squirrel girl, I will call her.
She hates that. She hates it when you call her that.
You would always have an ample supply of nuts. And that is, for me, a big bonus. You'd be like in the park and you'd just be like, oh, I could really go for some pecans right now. And she'd be like, no, don't worry about it. I've got her sorted. She'd just burrow.
What you want? Hazelnut, walnut, pecan, pistachio. I got everything. Shell on, shell off.
I I mean, Pokemons are monsters. They're pocket monsters, aren't they?
Well, they must be. It's in the name.
Pokemon monsters. Oh wait, that's Digimon. Okay, I'm gonna read you some names of some new Pokemon.
Oh, go on. You're gonna do that, and I'm going to draw what I think it looks like as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go review that. So this Pokemon is called Rayquaza.
Rayquaza. I'm gonna guess it's spelt like that.
It's not, but go with it.
Okay.
Okay, I've got some facts for you to help.
Okay, yes, first clue.
Okay, so one of its powers is Dragon Claw.
Rayquaza. Something like that. And then it's got like an eye.
Yeah.
Like a big, strong body.
As a start, this is pretty good.
And it's got like a big tail and funny little arms.
You know, you're not far off. Quite
really?
Impressive. Yeah, you're not. That's not as quite as the first as a guess. It's pretty good. Okay, you've sort of gone off track a bit now, but it's still good. Keep going.
Okay, hold on. What did you say it did?
Okay, so it's got a Dragon Claw power, and it lives in the ozone layer far above the clouds and cannot be seen from the ground.
Oh, okay. Apparently. Then it needs to have wings.
Little flying rat boy. Now put it in a cage in the Wuhan wet market.
Bomb location
This guy's got
compromised.
spunk. He's more character.
Hold on. So he can run really fast. Okay, so he's more like this.
Rayquaza sounds like someone tried to do like a funny quiz team name and they couldn't quite figure it out. They like panicked. It's like Rayquaza. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they thought it was a pun.
Loading new mag! Just gone with Adolf Quizler like that all the time.
10 seconds
Am I
left.
close? Is that Rayquaza? Okay, it's Snake Boy.
Go flying Snake Boy! Tune in next week for another product, Pokemon for you to
located a
purchase.
bomb.
No,
Be
his
ready for
power would be,
hostile action.
Quasar Ray.
Quasar Ray. I've got a card here called Pikachu.
Yeah.
And his power is improvisational performance. Oh, is it like improv? He just puts on a little black turtleneck and he's just like, has anyone got any suggestions for powers?
You, sir, what do you do for work? Yeah, front row.
I think I heard psychiatrist. I think it would go something like this.
It's amazing.
I think improv is the lowest form of comedy. Even though technically that's what we're doing. But I mean more like improvisational theatre comedy.
Oh my god, I can't believe you brought your baby to rock climbing class. No, I didn't. Just go with it, Steve. I heard you got free lessons in rock climbing from your dead uncle.
You are incorrect. Anyway, here's a box.
Yeah, and then he gets really frightened as well. He doesn't have anything to say afterwards.
And he just goes, just a really unfortunate exhale. Is anyone else really sweaty? Just like takes off his turtleneck. Just like. Anyway, yeah, my name's Steve.
Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to improv something. It's Stevie.
You can't even think of a different name.
Someone walks in the room and just goes, you're dead. What? What?
You are dead. This, please. Just starts crying. It just ends in him in the fetal position. Just going like, I'm funny. Tell me I'm funny.
I love Steve the Improv. He's the bit. He needs to be like a recurring character.
Steve the Improv. He's brilliant because you can just pull him out whenever you're struggling. What's the deal with stage lighting?
One op,
Am I
four
right,
remaining.
guys? It shines on you and makes you feel warm.
I suppose it does light up the set.
Do aliens count as monsters, or are they a separate category?
I think they're a separate category, although I think some aliens have been monstified.
Definitely.
You can have aliens that are monsters, but only if they're not anthropomorphic. Like the aliens from Alien, they're monsters.
Totally.
But then the aliens from Signs, I don't think are
One
monsters.
friendly operator remaining.
They're aliens.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
What about
15 seconds left.
Mouth?
Op 4 eliminated.
Horn
Mission
mouth.
successful.
Horn mouth. I like that.
SCP Horn Head. I'm getting closer. Siren Head.
Siren Head. Oh, I like that.
You don't know about Siren Head?
No.
He's the new hit monster.
Oh, Oh yeah, I like this. This is good.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that guy.
That's real too.
Ah, good to know. I'm scared. Very good, very good.
So, what do you think of this monster?
I think it's very much of our time. See, I like this kind of monster because it's a monster that reflects societal fears. It's the fear of technology.
What? Horns?
Horns, yeah. I mean, aren't you terrified of horns?
It's so loud.
I know. It hurt my ears. That guy is giving everyone tinnitus in like a 10-mile radius. You know what he looks
the area.
like?
Keep the bombs protected.
Some kind of radio tower.
He ticks a lot of boxes though.
Yeah.
You look at him I mean, you can figure out his shape, but there's mystery around it.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for
Where is
assault.
he from?
Yeah.
It's the intrigue of it. That's brilliant. You immediately want to know more, and you know that it's threatening, terrifying.
I think you really cottoned on to something there, because the best monsters are those that have a backstory, but one that just you get to find in, like Slenderman, for example.
Yeah, the more that gets fleshed out, the worse it gets.
They made a Slenderman movie. Who
Get
gives a
ready
fuck?
to engage.
Like, I don't want to watch that. I just want to think about Slenderman, and that's why Siren Head is great. It's just like all you want is a 10-second clip. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, well, it's one of the SCPs. There's a lot of quite good SCPs.
Yes. Remind me what that stands for.
Secure, contain, protect. It's like this.
Oh yes.
I hope this isn't too much like hyperbole, but I think it was one of the pieces of literature since the Bible.
I agree.
Oh, I know what to do, ordinary things. Just had a spontaneous idea, not planned ahead of time. Let's draw the
Loading new mag!
monster. I'll draw it, and you describe what it's like.
I see a monster with like two big teeth that start from the bottom jaw and are so big. It's almost like he has a mustache made of teeth.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky.
One eye, I reckon.
Pretty scary. So far we've got Cyclops with dental problems.
I see him a bit more bear-like. He's got like a bear body.
Okay, so he's got like bear.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
It's more like a teddy bear, but I'll go with it.
Oh, but with spikes.
Yeah, spikes. You've got spikes. You gotta have spikes.
He's got like a bear body.
No, I think we should take him. Just give him a suit.
Oh, yes. Okay, suit. This isn't super scary, I'll be honest.
No, if you saw it in an alley.
Yeah. Yeah, if you woke up and that was on the end of your bed.
You go to a McDonald's bathroom and this guy's just standing at the urinal beside you, just giving you looks. You're unnerved. My big monobrow.
Now, what's his superpower? Quasar ray?
I think he eats humans.
Okay, he eats humans.
But like, because he's got a business suit, it suggests that he's a little bit more like sophisticated. Yeah, he doesn't have a knife and fork.
Yeah, okay. So he's...
What's his name? What's this monster called?
Ray.
Let's ask Steve, the improv dude. He'll know.
His name is Bear Knife Fork.
Spider legs.
That's it. Spider legs. But like daddy long legs.
Oh mate, this is good. This is a good monster. I'm pretty pleased with this sucker.
That's how he walks around.
We'll give him a real name, I think.
How do people name monsters normally?
It's true.
One friendly operator remaining.
Frankenstein.
Oh, the monster.
Oh, I like Mento.
Because he's also got mind powers. One of his mind powers is to hypnotize you with his big eye, right? And then you just get on, you get on the plate and he eats you.
Oh, I like that. You get the
Yeah, Mento.
like
5 seconds to go.
And his weakness is Coca-Cola.
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
I just got what you meant.
And like, I like to think that he wants the backstage of theatres. Sort of like a bit of Phantom of the Opera style.
Oh, that's quite good. Yeah.
He was an actor who never made it, and so he only eats other actors as revenge. Wait, hang on. Okay, I just imagine the stage manager of this theatre where Mento lives, just like, okay, everyone, just got a few basic safety things to go over. Fire exits are this way. You need to line up outside if you ever hear the alarm. And also, carry Coca-Cola with you at all times, because Mento is lurking around and he will eat your organs.
And his legs don't actually make the noise, but he does.
Because he's theatrical. He's an out-of-work actor, so he's always just going like...
Oh, dude, I love that. That actually is kind of creepy. Like, he thinks that whenever he kills someone,
the bomb.
it's like part of some play.
Ooh.
And he's like, oh, yeah, right, you're that character with Temperance or something. And it's like,
Advised, a bomb location will be compromised.
4, 5, 6, 7, I'm creative. Just make this an SCP, right? It's fucking brilliant. And if they delete it or the mods come along, just make it again. Put it somewhere else. Hiding Mento. Mento deserves to be an SCP. Thank you. Maybe it was like the Opening Anthony show or something like that. They had this guy and he was talking about how he was in Iraq during the Gulf, and he said he basically saw a monster.
Op 4
And
has located
not
a bomb.
like,
Get ready
oh
to
my God,
engage.
This man has become a monster. Like, he said he saw a monster.
It had a guy chest. It was like this high.
Glowing eyes.
Almost like a horse, but a wolf, but a guy.
The thing he described is he says it looked like a werewolf.
It had 4 feet. It was a werewolf.
I reckon what he saw was an escaped bear from the zoo, and it was shaved.
It was shaved. A shave. Who's out there shaving bears?
I think that they had shaved a bear and were roaming around. This is what a bear looks like without its fur.
Oh, I could see why people would think that was a werewolf. If you saw that in the dark, you would think that is a man transforming into a wolf, like mid-transition.
Yeah, it's amazing how much they look like cats or rabbits. Like, they all have the same sort of physiology once they're all
What's your favourite monster? Just like off the top of your dome, you've got no time to think about it.
As much as people aren't going to like this answer, Slenderman.
Slenderman. See, I don't know much about Slenderman.
Oh, watch out, boyo. He's going to get you. Right. So he's got no face, right? He's tall.
Yeah.
Wears a nice suit. But don't look at his face.
Into his face.
Everything will go staticky, like this.
Scary.
And then you'll disappear. And I believe you join his child army. I guess they're like Joseph Kony and his child soldiers or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't exactly know how it works.
So he's a bit of a Piper type figure. He steals kids.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
On that note, how creepy is the Pied Piper story? Do you remember getting told that story?
Is that the one about him leading all the rats out of the town?
This is how I remember it going.
Oh my god.
Last operator standing.
Hello everyone. I'm the Pied Piper. I've got a rat problem.
Oh yeah? Go on.
He's dressed like Lyle Lanley from The Simpsons. I've got this magic flute, and I'll play it, and all the rats will follow me.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah. All I ask is that you give me a lot of gold.
Bomb diffuser in place. Diffuser located.
Great. I imagine then he leaves the room and the townspeople are just like, what a freak.
Yeah. You could have that's cool.
It sounded like he didn't have a flute on him. He was dressed like a pervert, but true to his word,
1 op 4
gets
remaining.
all the rats. Whatever, and all the rats start following him, maybe doing a little dance out of town.
Doesn't he lead him off a cliff?
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I like to imagine that he just like is playing,
Bomb
gets
defusing
really
device
close to the
disabled.
table, and then just like at the last
Mission
minute
successful.
tactically jumps behind a bush or something, a conveniently placed bush.
Yeah, just spins on his heel. 23 skidoo.
Solid Snakes into a cardboard box.
Yeah.
He's gone. Where did he go? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Follow the music. So he walks back into the town meeting. Alright guys, where's my gold? All these guys are still discussing, was it his dick? They're just like, well, you've got rid of the rats now, so why should we pay you? I think they're just pricks. I think that's the story. There might be more of a reasoning to it.
The mayor reneges on his promise and refuses. I will not pay you, Pied Piper, despite your very neat hat. And I refuse to pay the full sum, which is 50 guilders, which, once adjusted for inflation. We had it adjusted for inflation. It was there. It's in brackets. Look at the screenshot. Here it is. I don't know. It's just what Wikipedia said. Anyway, it's $14 billion. Shut up.
I am livid. I shall take my revenge in the most reasonable manner I can. a grand act of child genocide via a musical number.
The Piper returned, dressed in green, as all hunters are.
Nice outfit change.
Well, let's add in the spring in my step music as he gets changed.
Kids, I've got a track for you that you're not gonna believe.
130 children followed him out of town.
That's a precise number, 130.
I guess this was told like it must have been a real story. Some versions state that the Piper returned the children after payment. The townspeople then went, oh shit, okay, hold on, wait, here's your gold. And then he went, yeah, alright.
I was really set on murdering all your children, but seeing as you've given me the money, I guess I can be the bigger man.
The Hamlin Street named unpronounceable Street with the Drums is believed to be the last place the children were ever seen.
Ooh, ever since musical dancing is not allowed on that street. That's great. That's good. That's a great story. There's like a lot of good storytelling in that. You can see why it's lasted the test of time.
Oh, sorry, ordinary things. I'm going into a tunnel.
I am also going into a tunnel. A separate one, though, from the one you're going into. Oh, no.
No, wait. Well, actually, I'm going into an elevator. And I've got to go now. Goodbye. You just stay there.
I have a call with my great aunt about her will, so I also have to...
No, you don't.
Shut up.
Sorry, it's Steve the improv dude here. No, you don't. You're dead. Nord.
Okay, ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോൾ വരാം guys, PRB.
Space. Space? What is space? Why do I have to wear a spacesuit? That is so formal. Too cold? Not a problem.
Okay, never mind then.
Put on the jacket. Why does everyone say you can't go faster than the speed of light? It's super simple. Just go the speed of light, and then you push on the accelerator a little more. Oh no, not the sun. The water will put it out. Hey Alexa, play Who Let the Dogs Out.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't
Alexa,
do that.
play the thing. No. Alexa, play Who Let the Dog... Ah-ha-ha. Now I will be able to get all the best nudes. You should have closed your curtains. Ooh, I wonder what's in there. Oh, hey, how you doing, little fella? Oh, I think he's just sleeping. Aha! I knew it was fake the whole time. All this and more on this episode of In the...
Space.
Space.
Secure
the bomb. Space.
Not a lot.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning.
Oh.
Not the beginning of the universe, it's the beginning of how people thought space was.
Oh, yeah, so the history of space. Okay, yeah.
So we've got flat Earth, right? Now there's going to be a whole bunch of people in the comments and they go, oh, actually,
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
We know, everyone knows. No one thinks you're smart, shut up. But there were plenty of societies that did think that the world was flat. Okay, I saw there's an electric on before, I overheard it on the bus or something. But this is how it goes. You've got like this circular flat Earth, right? And then you've got land in the middle. They call this area the Mediterranean because that's the middle land, right? It's right in the center.
Bomb
and then
located
past
by
the
Op
land,
4.
you've got water. Now, all that water is mostly fine. But if you go a little further out, there's a lot more water, like a shitload more water. These disc maps you see are not to scale. It goes way further out. But if you try to traverse them, what will happen is sea monsters, right? They'll destroy your ship. Easy. And you can tell that sea monsters are real because once in a while you get some weird thing that washes up the shore. If somehow you make it past the sea monsters, you encounter mud.
Just mud?
It's flat mud. And it mixes with the land. So it's no longer basically like but somehow, if you manage to traverse this plain of mud, which is even larger than the ocean itself, it would start to get colder and colder. And eventually that mud becomes frozen, and then it turns to ice. And then it's just cold nothingness for far, far longer than all the oceans. And then eventually you come to a big mountain. And this mountain range goes right round the Earth. And it is the thing that at the very top holds up the filament, which is the thing that encompasses the stars.
but the mountains go up and then it like holds the star canopy above the Earth. Yeah, that makes sense.
Half of the model is there to dissuade people from trying to find new things, right? Because if you go out on a boat in the ocean, you die. It's the perfect dissuasion. Hey, look, don't bother trying to discover Australia. If you go out there, you're going to get eaten, then you're going to sink in the mud, then you're going to freeze to death, and then there's also nothing out there. And that's what keeps everyone safe and alive.
You tell the same story to your kids in the village and not go out into the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
And that, circling around, is why they tell us to go to Mars, you see. Don't come back.
I do think we'll probably not quite in our... Yeah.
Loading back!
20 years. You're a dreamer instead of historian.
A lot of the original impetus for the space race was out of competition with the Soviet Union, right? Then we beat them and everyone went, can't be bothered. Now we're back at war with China, so I reckon space race back on. Otherwise, China's going to stick a big flag in it. It's always belonged to China.
Their flag would look better on Mars, just saying.
It'd blend in too much.
It already looks like a flag for Mars. It's got stars on it and it's red. It's perfect.
That's hard to argue with.
I say give it
Down to 15 seconds.
And let's be real, a lot of people are probably going to die colonizing Mars, like, at first. They've got the manpower for it. Everyone will just be fighting over the bit where everyone's landing. It's not like, well, I'm going to go over to this part of Mars. Like, that'll be my part. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay here where the Twinkies and the women arrive.
I think you want to sit up at the poles, because that's where all the ice is, right? Resources. But also, because of the rotation of the planet and the angle you come in, it's actually more difficult to land there as well.
See.
So you would have to actually essentially approach by land. Easier to defend.
Okay.
So you're there on the ice, you've got all your water, and then you're just picking off anyone who dares to approach one of those Mars rovers. The Curiosity rovers, I would presume.
That would be super fun. So you're saying if you're going to fight for Mars, you'd stay at the top. This is mine. I like that. Yeah, solid.
Build a big igloo, big ice wall, tell everyone to get the fuck out. It'd be awesome.
I love that.
Protect the bombs.
Here's the problem. It's 1960s. NASA has
Top 4
figured out how to get
located
things
a
into
bomb.
space.
Plan your defenses accordingly.
See? How do we get past the filament into the stars? Ordinary things are our best scientists. You gotta come up with something that'll get us there. What do you got? Ordinary rocket propulsion, perhaps? What's the big new idea?
So this is what I've got so far.
Right?
It's...
a man kneeling on the ground, praying to get to space. I like it. That's a great idea, ordinary thing. Let me get you the funding right now.
No, not quite. The dog. See, my plan
5
is...
seconds.
A trebuchet.
Sort of a trebuchet, yeah.
Loading the magazine!
Right?
Yeah, they got the big underground thing.
Yes. So CERN is a 25-kilometer ring underground, powered by gigantic magnets that send particles in one direction, getting them faster and faster and faster, and then they send particles in the other direction, and then eventually they let them collide.
Cool.
Now, what if you had an extra track that went like this? You got something up to 99% the speed of light, and then you just hit the switch, and then capsule goes terminal velocity.
Love that. So you're thinking you build up as much momentum as possible on Earth using magnets rather than rockets.
Yep.
Is it the size of atoms in this instance? Alright, bigger CERN. Got it. Alright, massive CERN.
Well, you just make the hole in the middle bigger.
Oh, yeah, alright. Yeah,
Atom-sized hole, too small. The only problem I can see is that we're sending people through the Earth's atmosphere at almost the speed of light. They will immediately explode. I think the solution is to put a dog in it.
Yeah!
You know how funny it would be if it was like a Tuesday and the supervisor was out of the office for the day, and then he kind of came back, I just forgot some of my papers, and he comes in, and the guys at CERN are all gathered around because they're firing great through CERN at a big cartoonish brick wall. Yeah, go Dave, yeah.
I would love to be at the CERN Christmas party where someone's just like, yeah man, I'm gonna do a shit in the CERN. Because that's what it's called, the CERN. I would find it very difficult not to get in the the CERN machine, I think, if I was there.
You got on that blimp. Do you reckon you can get into CERN?
I reckon I could give it a go.
Alright, if there's anyone from CERN watching here,
Yeah.
my boy needs a ticket and one for his lady.
I'll email them now. They're rubes. Those guys at NASA, I tell you, rubes. They keep trying to send us to space. We should be sending space.
Friendly, last operator
That's not a
standing.
bad idea at all. Now, space elevator, very difficult. You build the thing 1,000 kilometers up, and then the tip of it is actually rotating faster than the base of it by differences in like hundreds of kilometers an hour. Tensile strength, whole thing wants to break apart, right? Now, if somehow you could make a big anchor. Wait, how do you? Here.
Op 4, last operator
one rope
standing.
is not going to stay strong.
2 ropes.
Here's 20 meters of rope, and then a big joint. Here's 20 meters of rope and a big joint.
15
and you just do
seconds.
that all the way back.
Op 4 eliminated.
Okay,
Mission
you'll
successful.
need like 150.
Well played, well played.
Worth of rope. But once you're there, all of a sudden you can just
Using the barricade the other way.
Right? What am I missing?
There is one thing.
Yes.
I think the moon moves. So what you're going to end up doing is sort of like wrapping the Earth round. That's the one problem. Otherwise, it's flawless.
I've got a solution.
All right.
There's a rail across Earth.
Rail! Oh my god, that's a great idea. That's way better than what I was going to say.
Right? And then you've got your hook in here. It's allowed to slide through the rail.
So in theory, we could like lasso the moon in.
Yes.
Bring it to us. Is there any minerals on the moon worth having? Any resources?
There is a fair amount of helium and also helium-3.
Well, we are running out of helium, so that is convenient.
There's a pretty good amount of water all over the moon too, so that's why, soon there'll be a moon base, and they'll be able to collect most of the minerals.
Secure the
they
bomb.
need.
Soon there'll be a moon base. They've been promising moon base for years. They've been promising moon base for longer than James Cameron's been promising Avatar, and honestly, sick of this shit.
You know what I've had one. How's this for a scenario?
Bomb location compromised.
You both have regular sized goods, but you have to share.
Reinforcing the wall!
Well, you lose. The correct answer was to get Raycons. Look, she's with someone new, and she's loving the up to 54 hours of battle life, and she can't stop putting them in her ears. The silky rubber finish is ribbed for her
10
pleasure.
seconds.
Alright, pop quiz, hot shot. It's Black Friday, and it's time to stomp some heads. You got
5
away
seconds.
with her by getting
Wall
her some
secured!
kind of present. She don't want to spend too much money, because she might have moved on.
Bomb
What do you
located
do?
by Op 4.
Well,
Raycons. They're half the price of other premium brands, but still sound pretty good. Go to buyraycon.com/incognito to get them. Look, this guy loves them. Alright, one father scenario. You're walking down the street, and you see a homeless, and he asks you for a donation. You've only got one thing on you that's of any value.
take advantage of the noise reduction.
Fucking great.
Enjoy the premium sound of forever. We've got a computer here too, where you can go to buyraycon.com/incognito to get 20% off site-wide. Whoa, 30% off holiday bundles. Whoa, this really is heaven. And free shipping to the United States. And over.
Say you had a box and you put it on like a little satellite that you were going to send to an alien planet. Like, what items would you put in there to represent like human civilization?
Good question. How big's a box?
Let's say it's the size of like a caravan.
Oh, big. Okay, definitely a person.
Okay, just like a dude, like a dead guy, or just
yeah, they can be dead. That's fine.
That's not a bad idea. Like a dead guy who's like kept from oxygen, so he doesn't rot. So they've got like a fully preserved.
I'll just keep him in a cardboard box. So,
just dump it.
yes.
We don't have the budget for something bigger.
I like the idea that when they just open up the flaps of the cardboard box, they ooh.
Oh my god.
I suppose you'd have a man and a woman, but a phone.
Like an iPhone.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to give them the latest one because they don't know.
An iPhone 5 will crack screen.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not like they're going to start using it.
Exactly, yeah. Fuck it.
I'd probably get rid of just some trash. There's quite a lot of trash around.
And some batteries.
Yeah, because you can't dispose of batteries
Op
anyway.
4, last stop
Bottle of
standing.
Coke. you know, full bottle. I kind of like the idea that you're... Okay, so you know when you're a pirate, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
And you're burying treasure. Someone finds it 500 years later, and they go, wow, this is not just a historical find. I'm gonna be rich.
Love that.
I like the idea that they find a couple human corpses, but also half a dozen bottles of Coca-Cola. There's gonna be some rich one who's like,
Op 4 eliminated.
yeah, I'll pay you 50 billion alien pesos for half a bottle or something.
I think that's the first actually like really good suggestion for the alien box. I mean, fuck Coca-Cola, but it's also a very popular drink and like a good representation of Western society. It's everywhere in the world. Great, and also they might be pleased. They're like, oh, this is a treat, or maybe it'll kill them. But great suggestion.
Ah, thank you. Maybe also
music, I reckon.
Music?
Mozart on a vinyl. Yeah.
Another good one. A handgun?
Yeah, just to show them that we mean business would be good.
Yeah, well, we'll rig it up to a tripwire. Don't touch my stuff. Alright, you're stuck in space. You're floating around.
Sweet.
Oh my god.
Loving it.
You're in a spacesuit. I come floating up to you. I go, ordinary things. Help! Help! My oxygen tank has been pierced. I'm gonna die.
We need to locate a bomb.
Oh, that sucks for you.
No, that's not what you say. Now, we've got just enough time. Quick, we can both survive, but we're gonna both have to get into the same spacesuit.
I've been tricked like this before.
So we have to both squeeze in there. The question is, are you taking the front or the back?
I'll take the front, I think. I'd rather be in the driver's seat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I trust you.
5 seconds to go.
It's not gay if it's on the moon.
Yeah, like legitimately, like you come back here.
Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
It's the moon. It doesn't count at all.
Doesn't count. No.
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, they could have done it on the moon.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been considered gay. And then I suppose like,
we were lovers on the moon. You know, it's different.
Someone shut this man up. Right, someone comes to you and says, ordinary things. You may see the universe, but we can't travel faster than the speed of light, so you have to go into the cryo.
The old time delay.
Yes, you can go to Alpha Centauri, but it will take 100 years, and everyone you know will be dead. Do you do it?
I don't want to just be like launched into the equivalent of Mars in Alpha Centauri and just be like, well, I'm here, and I'm dead.
No, and then I'm just like, you get to go on like a nice big ship. Maybe there's a nice lady there who's also frozen.
Nice little lady, a nice A-list celeb lady who is inexplicably an astronaut, as in all those movies.
Yeah, and you wake her up early, and because you woke up early, and
welcome. Oh, whoopsie! But you don't have another choice, so you have to be my friend.
Would you do it? Would you want to be one of the crew that goes to Alpha Centauri?
I think it's worth it to go do something that literally no one else has done before. I'm down.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
If you were one of the first people to Alpha Centauri, you just have thousands of things named up forever.
The whole planet. You get the planet.
Yeah.
If you're the first one there, it's like, this is me land, baby.
Yeah.
No governments. Money is banned. And I haven't thought this through.
You know, if you look at a place like Earth, every creek, every little nook or rock has a name to it. They did that like when Australia. I can't help but notice that everything here is named either Murray or after Batman or
After Batman? Wait.
Yeah, you don't know about everything being called Batman here?
No, that's new to me. That's
there's this guy, his name's like John Batman. And so there's like a Batman River and like a Batman street.
You're kidding.
In the middle of Melbourne.
No way.
No.
Oh my god. What?
Look, in the past, how long did it take for people to get from England to Australia? What was it like?
Oh, like a month.
Yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, how long did it take to get to Mars? at optimal speed, I think 9 months.
So what you're saying is that we should put all our criminals on Mars?
Hey, it worked once.
10 seconds.
Help Australia doesn't get a bit of a pass with a lot of
5 seconds left.
That's a fair point.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, the terrible things that were done to the Aboriginals. But it's like, okay, have you seen the Aboriginals? What do you expect?
One friendly operator
like
remaining.
We sent them our best. We said, I like that, but that's honestly like a really decent argument for giving Australia a pass. But like,
I mean, they do all this stuff while they're out on probation. Now everybody goes, oh, what the heck? Why'd you demote Pluto from planet?
The diffuser has been disabled. Mission is a failure.
I can't help but agree.
Yeah.
So basically, they had an idea in mind to make Pluto not a planet, and then they changed all the rules to make it fit their space-based agenda.
Celestial identity politics have gone too far. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 rules for a planet. Number 1, it must orbit a star. Okay, very good. We're all on board for that, and that's one of the old rules.
That's fine. I can accept that. Asteroids, not planets. Cool.
Number 2, it must be big enough to have enough gravity to force it into a spherical shape. Agreed. It's a brilliant one.
Fine, I'll accept that. But if we see a cube planet at some point, then I feel like we will need to revisit this rule. But as it stands, fine.
Yeah, if there was something as big as Earth, but somehow cube,
we need to locate a bomb.
Change the rules
Cube
again.
Earth.
Yeah. Now the new rule they brought in was it must be big enough that its gravity clears away any other objects of similar size in its orbit.
Bullshit.
That is a very specific rule, just designed to persecute Pluto.
Who came up with this rule?
Well, it was a big committee
Drone
made up of
located
the
a bomb.
deep space state. And one of the reasons that they essentially made this rule was because, well, Pluto actually has a moon that's almost the same size as Pluto. So Pluto wouldn't even just be one planet, it would be like several planets. But
5
also,
seconds to
out in the Oort cloud, there are probably similar sized planets.
You've
to
located
Pluto,
a bomb.
but
Make your way to
hundreds,
its location
maybe
and
thousands.
defuse it.
I see.
And so actually, even in our own solar system, there will be thousands of them. So what they're running into is a naming problem. Because, well, you can't tease that there are thousands of planets. Maybe can. Yeah, okay, turns out there are thousands of planets, and a lot of them are really boring and far away. Okay, but here's the main 9.
Yeah, here's the big 9. Why don't you just call them the big planets and the small planets and be done with it?
There's also a couple of objects in the Kuiper Belt, I think, that would suddenly qualify as planets. So Ceres would suddenly become a planet.
Ceres? What even is Ceres? Oh, Ceres. Oh, okay. But that's clearly a moon. It looks like a moon.
Well, it's not what it looks like, it's how it acts, isn't it? It's in the orbit between Mars and Jupiter.
Oh, what? Why don't we just make Ceres a planet? Yes. To be honest, I'm just going to show my ignorance to it, but I've never heard of Ceres before. In a way, I feel like you've just made this up to make me look strange. Wait, what's make?
Maki Maki.
Maki Maki? That's that type of sushi.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's another planet.
Stay
Oh,
clear
I
of
love
the
it.
blast!
Cute. Why does one of them have boobies?
Oh, this one.
There's no need for that. Come on.
Eris? Oh, it's a dwarf planet as well.
I'm learning new things here.
Well, no more learning. It's time for some answers, damn it.
Big question time. Ordinary things.
Yeah.
Are there any aliens?
No.
All right. Is the universe infinite?
It's like a bike wheel. Technically, it's infinite, but you just end up where you were in the first place.
That's good enough for me. Is there a god?
What?
Yes.
And I എവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ലേ?
Come on.
There we go. Will we ever find out all of the mysteries of the universe?
What if we already have?
I'll tell you what it is. The real answer is love. And that's all you need.
Space or love, which is bigger? And if you could only have one, what would you have?
What about space love?
Is that like 0G shagging?
Yeah, or where you're on the moon and someone says like, oh, I love you. It's like kind of and they don't really hear you on the radio. You go, what? Nothing.
What if you're on the moon and then they go into kiss and then they their space helmets?
Like vigorously doing cheers.
Yeah. Moon love, the moon tragedy.
We have been eliminated.
All the time. on the moon in the future will all have Raycons. Haha, I've defeated the big bad. And I was always wondering, like, oh, I bet that's not that easy to do.
They are amazing.
I didn't realize you had the expertise.
If I'm completely honest, I didn't really feel like much of expertise. I could only afford one.
It's funny, the guy who's editing this, he's ex-army.
Oh.
So he's probably, like, laughing at us right now. Because I'm sure he's got all sorts of experience with, like, grenades and tanks and shit.
Tanks? I'd like to drive a tank. That would, I mean, wherever lets me do that, that would be sweet.
You can't drive one over a cow. Would you go back to Cambodia now?
Yes, if only for the breakfast. The Cambodian breakfast is exceptional.
Really? Why?
It's like pork and rice, but my god, the pork is absolutely delicious. My core memory of the 3 weeks I spent there was just like getting up every morning and being like, another breakfast, please. Delicious. Yum, yum.
I gotta tell you, there's no breakfast food that I like, but in like Asian countries, it's like, what's for breakfast? Well, like duck and chili on rice with some green beans. Yeah, perfect.
You're setting yourself up for the morning. You should be loading up. The biggest meal of the day should be in the morning. That's when I start my morning. I have sausage, eggs, bacon, the whole 9 yards. I just get up and cram my little gullet of food.
I also wonder whether it's like the cuisine that is in European and Western societies required so much preparation that there were only certain things that you could get done by breakfast time.
Yes, I think in other countries it's someone's job to get up really early and cook for like everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're trying to say. It's that you didn't drive a tank in Cambodia because they parked them all backwards.
Excalibur, sword in the stone.
What's the one that's found in a lake with a
That
lady?
is also Excalibur. I think one of the stories is that when King Arthur dies, he just like tosses it in a lake.
No man can pull the sword from this stone. These strong men come along and they're pulling at it and smudging up the handle. Up comes Arthur. Oh, please.
Oh, go on then, sir. Can I ever go on the swording the jig?
Oh, we'll all be laughing at you, kid. But go on. I guess he lubes it up and then he just pulls it out.
It's easy for him. That's the idea, isn't it? That means he gets the king. It's an interesting system of government. Whoever's the strongest gets to be the leader.
I like that idea. Once in a while, I just see someone who's kind of weak and pathetic, and I think, why do you get to be in charge?
I think it should be whoever's the strongest or who's ever slept with the most women.
Hey, now you're thinking. But how would you prove that you would sleep with the most number of women to become the king?
I just like the idea that a guy would show up and just be like, yeah, I'm running for president, and here is a list of 50 women, you can call them up. Here's a few kids that look like me for proof.
It's like a bad list of references. Hey, can I use you as a reference? Yeah.
What, are you running for presidency? Instead of having a sex scandal, he would be like, yeah, it turns out he wasn't having that many affairs.
Oh no, he was loyal to his wife. What's going on?
Get him out of there.
How hard is it to put a sword in a stone?
That's a really good point.
That would be much more difficult than pulling it out of the stone. So the guy who put it in there, that should be the guy who's the king. Okay, what else we got for mystical weapons? Poseidon has a trident.
Poseidon's trident, good one, yeah. So he can command the sea with that, can't he? He can like make the waves move, make the fish fuck each other, something like that.
If your trident controls the ocean, what's the point of like the pointy bit? Like he's not using the trident as well as a weapon, right? Wait, what's the point of a trident?
That's a good point. Yeah, actually, what has a trident got to do with the sea?
What is a trident? Is it used for catching fish?
I just don't know.
I never thought about this. There's a three-pronged spear. It's used for spearfishing.
No way.
Okay.
I guess it does make sense. If you're like going at a school of fish, you want as many prongs as you can get.
Yeah. What you really want is a 5-pronged spear, right? Because, see, this is 2D.
Explain why is 5 better than... No.
Okay, hold on. It goes down like that.
Yeah, I'm with you so far.
Now, if you've got a spear, look at this. Oh shit, I missed it. Well, the fish is over here. And so reloading! So what they're doing is they're making 2 more prongs.
Nice.
But that's only 2D. What you really want is 5, because...
Yeah, I mean, that is superior.
15 seconds remaining.
I think, in contrast to this extremely bloodthirsty and violent episode, we should walk through a meadow, holding hands into the sunset.
Yeah, we'll do that for about 3 seconds. Yeah,
alright, outro.
എല്ലാം പ്രശ്നം ഞാൻ
No, stop it. Stop doing that.
And I'm holding your head down with the other.
Oh yeah, well I'm hacking the mainframe
easy.
and
Our
I'm
round
gonna
കളിച്ച്.
turn your webcam on.
No, don't.
Hey everyone, he's a furry. He's wearing his fursuit now.
How about this, right? I'm gonna be an unsuspecting victim, and you are gonna be an assassin.
Brill, okay.
And if you manage to kill me, then the episode ends. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep rambling.
Okay, well I'm coming up behind you with a plastic bag, manhunt style.
You can't just walk into my house. I keep the door locked.
That's why.
Okay, I guess ഞാൻ ഇന്നത്തേക്ക് നിർത്തുവാണ് because കുറച്ച് സമയമായി and I am kind tired. എനിക്ക് anime കാണാൻ പോകണം. I have a lot to watch. I have a lot to do. Level 4 ആയി I guess. So I guess ഇന്നത്തേക്ക് നിർത്താം. So പതിവ് പോലെ goodbye, GG's and to be continued. Bye bye.